it foggy outside. All the planes have been grounded. Ain't the fire inside? Let's all go stand around it. Funny, I've been there, and you've been here. We ain't had no time to drink that beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sandman podcast. I am your host, Brian W. Tosh, joined as always by our resident hack checker, Oliver Fullington.
Yep.
Our producer and co-host, El Hilo del Hack, Tyler Fullington. And the man whose stories got stories, the hardcore icon. He's got 99 problems, but bananas ain't one. The Sandman. And joining us today for our WrestleMania preview show, Hack's not a booker, so we had to bring one on. The Extreme Commissioner, the founder of ECW, Tod Gordon. Welcome, Todd.
Well, good to be here. Call me Todd Father Fullington.
Oh, okay, the Todd Father. Todd is God. Todd is God. Welcome to the show, Todd. Thank you so much for doing the show. Todd is God. If you guys want to read the official true story of what actually happened within ECW, please pick up Todd is God by Sean Oliver and Tod Gordon, available wherever books are sold. Fantastic read. Todd, being in the business for as long as you've been, WrestleMania, did you ever foresee it getting as big as it is today?
I mean, as long as the WWE kept growing, they were going to keep growing. Obviously, each event they did, the bigger they are, the bigger the WrestleMania is going to be. I mean, it's not a whole lot bigger if you think about it than it was with Hulk Hogan's WrestleMania and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just it seemed
they
like
were
more
big
people.
deals even, yeah. I mean, WrestleMania 3 was a big freaking deal.
Oh my God!
The Pontiac Silverdome, yeah.
You know?
But now they're doing 2 nights in a giant stadium, and it's just...
Yeah, I
it's,
never saw it growing like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? The 2-night thing.
yeah.
But then when you see him smash 11 matches into a WrestleMania in like 3 hours, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, splitting it up as they're doing now with the 2-night WrestleManias certainly gives the fans a bit of a different experience versus...
When it was one night, though, they would have every match mean something. Like they had like 12 different feuds. It was like Starking. And each match had its own personal, real heat to it, real feud. So now it's one for the tag team, and it's different now.
Well, that, and they have so much talent. Like, it's hard. How are you going to fit all that talent into, one night? I guess it makes, they're making money with 2 nights, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they fill it out both nights, but there's so much good talent there. I don't know how you would even do one night now.
I know. Yeah, if you do one night, it would be kind of like you're leaving a lot of people out on the show.
Well, a couple 3-ways would help that.
They're doing that already this year,
Right,
which... Todd, when you're putting together as a promoter, walk me through when you're booking one of these cards and you just have so many different talents that you got to get involved in it. Like,
Well, that's the thing. You shouldn't have to have everybody involved in it. People should earn their spots.
okay.
You know, if you make only the best matches and only the best performers, best talents get out there. Instead of just everybody on the card because everybody works here. They used to do that there. When it was a one-night WrestleMania, there were plenty of people who got left off and didn't have a match that year.
Right.
Now they make sure to get everybody in there. It's like, everybody gets a medal for, showing up for, baseball or football practice.
Participation trophies.
Yeah, but even still, it's like, if they'll do, 5 matches each night, let's say now. That
Give or take,
still
yeah.
leaves a ton of talent at home.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. They don't do, 2 tag teams in one night and shit, 2 tag team matches and stuff, you know what I mean?
No, they do. They do, 6-man, and 3-way tag and this and that. It was not WrestleMania,
Yeah, but there's not 110 guys in the locker room like when I was at WrestleMania. Literally.
Yeah.
No, 110. Now these guys are using freaking 20 people each night.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's certainly it's been an interesting ride to WrestleMania this year. Todd, I got to ask you about the biggest thing coming into WrestleMania season this year was the John Cena heel turn. What did you think of the heel turn and the execution of that angle since?
I'm embarrassed. I didn't see it coming.
I did not see it coming.
I feel a lot
because
better.
it's just so off the wall and had no sense to it whatsoever. And then when I even tried to explain his reasoning, everything they've done with the build-up, I'm going to tell you something, honestly, in my opinion, been the worst build-up to a WrestleMania I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you. I'm with you. I don't think it's been strong.
It's horrible. First of all, the whole angle makes no fucking sense with The Rock. He loves Cody. He doesn't love Cody. Well, the whole thing, 1 month he's coming out and saying, I appreciate you getting the company over. And then he's coming back and saying, yeah, it's kicking with the balls. It's insane. None of it made sense. Really, literally, none of it made sense in that whole build-up. Where they're going to go with it, some off-the-wall thing where at the end, Rock will do this, turn on. Someone's going to turn, against what you don't expect, a big, shocking ending, but there's nowhere to go with it.
So do you think that did Cody say, I'm not doing this or I'm not doing this, do you think, to where it actually ended up to having to use Cena and turn him heel?
I think, my personal opinion is that Cody really is what Cena called him, the company man. They said, hey, here's what we're doing. He goes, I'm their boss. I'm happy. I'm the champ. I'm walking away making a lot of money. I'm like over like Rover. Tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it. I don't think he ever steps up to anybody.
I know. So then what happened there?
Well, I saw some reports, and this is just, the sheets, it's Meltzer stuff, that they approached Cody to turn heel originally, and he balked at it. And so did Triple H.
I don't believe a word you read in Meltzer. I swear to God.
All right.
Not even a word.
All right, Todd. Tell us how you really feel.
Well, I'm being honest. The guy says shit. He's Tony Khan's butt buddy. So the two of them, he's always trying to put AEW over and put WWE down. Then he makes all these fucking reports without any backing to him. And then it turns out that he was wrong and he looks like an idiot. You want to get a sheet that's honest or a site that's honest, go to PW Insider. Those guys never write anything unless they know it's really fact. And they always take apart everything Meltzer writes.
Who runs that?
Dave Shearer and Mike Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, I listen to Meltzer. I read Meltzer. I think, his critiques of WWE are, to what I consider to be, pretty honest at times. And he's been very favorable of their business over the last, couple of years with the business run that they've been on. And he's been critical of AEW too. So I think if, I know you're not someone who consumes Meltzer, but as someone I read it and I'll listen to his pods and stuff.
And Tasha's on his knees.
No, I'm not. I'm giving my. I'm a Meltzer guy. I love Meltzer, man.
Maybe
But,
if the guy had punctuation in a fucking newsletter. He writes one sentence that goes on the entire pages of the newsletter.
that certainly is true of Dave's writing. But for the booking, though, with this, like you said, it seems to be scattered with this direction of the angle. It doesn't seem to
Hunter
be.
was on such a roll for like a year and a half, 2 years there, where everything he did was gold. Like, I couldn't wait to watch, see where they're going to go with that angle yet. Even with the bloodline, whatever it may have been. And then everything now is like pablum. It's garbage now. He just completely let everything just slip away now. I don't know why.
They blew up the bloodline. They blew up freaking Mommy and her group.
Judgment Day.
You know what I mean? So and they were carrying shit.
It
Yeah.
all started when they fucked the finish of last year's WrestleMania. When they changed the whole that's when it all started going downhill, I think. Because you had something written, and when you change on the fly like that, I don't know, you got to be going by the seat of your pants, don't you?
Everybody seems to feel Rock's the guy who has the stroke, apparently, because he's the guy who's in charge, more or less, when he's there. I mean, he is a member of the board, and he says he's going to go.
Yeah, but do you think he's got say over Hunter?
Yes,
In
I do.
booking? I know,
Yes.
but why would he?
But he won't interfere in any other booking but his own.
Or the top program.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to go in there and say, hey,
all right.
I want Randy Orton to beat, he doesn't care about that.
I gotcha.
But I absolutely think what he says goes.
And the interesting thing is, since the turn of Elimination Chamber, he hasn't been on TV, he hasn't been mentioned, and neither has Travis Scott. So the big angle that you shoot, you haven't followed up on any Rock involvement. Now, obviously, this show comes out on Monday. There's a chance for a Raw and a SmackDown.
This show as in our show.
Right, our show comes out on Monday coming up, and there's a SmackDown, a Raw, and a SmackDown before WrestleMania.
Which they're going to figure out who the girls' championship is going to be dealt with, right?
The women's tag
Yeah, because
championship.
how's that open? Like
It's already a 3-way.
8 days before.
That's going to be a 3-way, but there's a women's tag championship match. Randy
Well,
Orton's.
why did say the thing you said to me today? To be determined who their opponents were.
That was the women's tag team championship.
Yeah.
A way to read, Hack. Thank
The
you.
championship is the three-way.
Yeah. So, Todd, like a lot of it seems, we're a week out for WrestleMania, and a lot of it still seems to be kind of up in the air a little bit. And
It's nothing riveting. There's not one thing you can say, oh, God, I cannot wait to see. I'm telling you.
I don't know. To me, I want to see how they're going to come out of this freaking this Rhodes freaking mess.
I'm with you, Hack.
What running is there going to be? That what is Cena taking the strap? Does anybody here believe Cena's winning?
Well,
That's a great question.
We might as well start with that match because it's it's the biggest match of the weekend, and we'll go backwards. We'll start from that one, and then we'll work our way backwards. So this is the biggest match for WrestleMania. You have Cody, who's been champion now for over a year with the belt. Business is through the roof. They have been on a huge run of business, and me and you, Hack, we were talking about it a couple weeks ago. And you were like, I just can't see him taking it off Cody with the way business is.
Money train right now.
Right, but
money train.
If you do the Cena turn and he doesn't win the belt here at Mania, it kind of ruins that turn from mattering a little bit.
Unless he ends up turning on The Rock after the finish of the match, so that everybody's thinking about him against, being a heel babyface again because he let The Rock, beat the shit out of The Rock or whatever, and they forget about the title completely. Right. But the fact that he's going for his 17th title and Ric Flair only at 16, there's a whole thing there. There's a whole underlying thing that's.
Which we don't even talk about. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That's the whole thrust for him going for the match, supposedly to have be the most, champions of all time.
Yeah, but is that is that just something that they're using that people can believe in that? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's sort of political. I'm saying maybe.
Yeah, does anybody? Do you think of your average WWE fan that's not like a huge fan or whatever? Gives a damn about seeing his 17th or whatever it is?
No.
But the old hardcore fans do, and also they may have been the carrot they dangle in front of Cena to do this last run.
Yeah, I think if you went into this differently, and you had went in with let's say Cena as a baby, you go baby, and you have Cena going for the record.
No one would have cared.
You don't think so?
No one would have seen that match.
Or what if you went with Cena and Gunther instead?
That would have been more. That would have been better.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then you have...
But on the baby thing also, the crowd, they won't care, but they'll react great to it. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're popping for every single thing that happens.
Except they never let him be all baby. The crowd, half of them hated Cena.
Well, yeah, it's always Cena sucks. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks. Let's go Cena.
You're working on the fly.
I feel like that was the case for old John Cena, but I feel like the audience has turned over into a new audience, and I feel like in the last 10 years or so, it seems to be a lot different fans that probably don't remember some of those older John Cena matches where it was 50-50. The older men in the audience were rooting against Cena. The women and the children were rooting for Cena.
Tosh, let me ask you this. How do you have a champion that you're building out that's beaten everybody, had great feuds against Owens and this and that, and Cody's like this, that, and this guy kicks him in the balls and whatever embarrasses him, he doesn't come back and do anything. Talk to him. Wouldn't he come back and first time he sees him in the ring, attack him right away?
I'm with you.
But that was a great segment.
They made Cody look like a pussy though by just coming out there and talking to him. It's ridiculous. It killed his whole credibility of being the fighting champion. His jacket and tie, that conversation.
Could their minds be in it as in, hey, he's the good guy, he shouldn't be like that, he should be above the fray?
He's the good guy who got attacked nefariously. He should come back and kill the motherfucker who did that to him.
He should have some fire.
Of course.
Yeah.
He should have at least gone after him instead of waiting until the fourth time they were in the ring together. Give him one Cody cutter.
Down again.
Yeah. Oliver, what's your whole spin on this angle here?
I mean, I love it. I love Cena turning heel. I mean, I like the shock of it because I didn't see it coming. Just like Hack didn't see it coming. I don't know if anybody really saw it coming, but I mean, I love it. I want Cena to win the title.
Okay, all right. So
that's interesting.
I think it's better. I think it's better for business for them because it puts Cody back on the chase.
Well, I was just going to say, and Hack said Cody's, the money train right now, but you can also still be a money train with Cody chasing. Not only as a champion, like Cody chasing, Cena again with being a heel is also a money train. I heard people that didn't even.
A lot of merchandise that's out there too, though, that says he's the champion.
Yeah, and Dude, I heard people that didn't even follow wrestling were like, "Yo, you hear John Cena turn heel?" And they don't even know what heel
Water
means.
cooler
Like,
shit at the office.
yeah, like that was
Like
some
the Today
big
Show or like
Yeah.
mainstream. Yes,
That was some big shit. That
that
like
was the hook. You know,
yeah, that is the
absolutely.
fan.
Shocking doesn't mean good, though. Like always.
Ask Warren Downey
No,
Jr.
but is there an alternative? But what's the alternative?
I mean, the alternative is you would have had a ho-hum WrestleMania or something. You know, kind of like a main event. Like, I know what you mean.
Right
though.
after the turn,
Yeah,
for that
and-
point on, Cody should have been, every time Cena should have been trying to attack him. And Cena should have been getting over each time just to build it up and build it up. Instead, there's been no contact at all. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Cena's probably around doing other shit.
No, I'm saying they've been together on TV and
That's
nothing's
right.
happened.
Yeah.
Well, is there an aspect of them not touching until WrestleMania? Does that mean anything?
Well, the point was, if they, it
Well,
was
they already
only,
touched.
and the thing is, they made
Yeah,
that a
the
rule
Todd
like
said-
you can't have them for WrestleMania unless you don't touch them. That's how you get to that point. But just come
Right.
out and start talking to each other. Yeah, I'll get you. I'll get you.
Right,
It's embarrassing.
Okay, so I'm going to ask for the WrestleMania matches what you think they're going to do and what you think they should do. So what I think they should do is I think they should, since they've invested into it, they should go with Cena going over at Mania. And what I think they will do, I think Cody's keeping it. I don't know why. I just do. I think Cody's keeping
I
it.
think they put it on Cena,
You think they put it on
and
Cena?
I think since Cody gets it back,
Then when does he get it back?
well, the next pay-per-view or two pay-per-views later.
Well, they're at
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
You could do SummerSlam.
Oh yeah,
that's-
the SummerSlam.
I know, but I can't see him flipping the heavyweight title.
Oh, come on. For get him that number 17, and he's retiring in
Cena's-
December
Yeah, Cena's done in December, so
December, what you keep
31st
saying?
or whatever.
December, they're having a pay-per-view in Boston. Now, I will say, following WrestleMania, they have Backlash in St. Louis. And that's Randy Orton's hometown. It kind of makes sense for Randy Orton to get a title shot there.
I don't see that. I see that his last one's in Boston.
Cena's.
He beats The Rock in as a babyface in Boston.
Really?
That's what I would
you get
say.
Okay. Wow.
Right.
All right.
I don't know how you get there.
I
Oh, they can
guess.
get there. All he's got to do is turn on The Rock and say, I was fucked up for doing that, and I never should have gone with you, and blah, 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 blah.
We're 1-1. Let's do a third one. You know, kind of, yeah.
Cena beats Cody.
That's how I
Yeah,
book it.
Cena beats Cody, and then they have the rematch, and Rock fucks Cena somehow to give it back. You know, you can get there.
I would
however
book
you
The
do.
Rock against him.
No,
for
there's a
his
million
next
ways to
match.
get there, but I just don't agree with it happening that quick.
Ollie, what do you think they're going to do, and what do you think they should do?
That's tough. What I think they should do is put it on Cena. And what I think they're gonna do is put it on Cena.
Okay. Hack, what do you think?
I'm not a booker. I don't fucking know. But I don't think. I think Cody should keep the belt just for the way business is. And if you're gonna do something with John, freaking, I don't believe in changing your heavyweight belt 2 times in 6 months.
Okay, let's say Cody keeps the belt. Then what happened to Cena? So this whole thing was for what purpose? Just so you go out there and lose one match?
No, how about he freaking he doesn't get it ever.
Right, but I'm saying, so what happens after this match when he loses?
Right. What
Well,
is? Where do you go?
Why is it-
Is it there some way else he can get into that title match? Can you win something at WrestleMania to get a title match?
Well, he could always get another shot somehow, or he could go after the other title.
Right, but he's going to
or-
be heel, and he's not going to end his career as a heel. He's got a return baby.
All right, so is it going to be clean then?
No.
Oh, of course not.
No.
How many run-ins? And who is The Rock going to be the run-in?
The Rock will absolutely have physical involvement, I think, and I think Travis Scott will.
I hope
think
Travis Scott does not.
he will, because you have to pay off the angle, so he will do something, and he's been training. So
Oh, he has been?
apparently he was doing some training. Yeah.
Good, maybe we'll bust him open next time again with his watch. Moron. Who lets a guy who's never
Well,
been in
he
the
did
fucking ring
pimp
before
smack. He
go
did
in there
stiff arm.
he's
I was wondering who you were talking about.
Travis
and
Scott, the
smack
rapper.
the crap out of the guy? He's never even been in a ring
Dude,
before.
you heard it good. And from the angle, I watched it a couple times, freaking, because his leg was blocking the actual hit, but you still heard it, man.
Yeah.
It was like,
Well, you
wow.
saw the bruise too. I mean, man, that was.
It really
bad
was.
booking.
What, Ty? What do you think they should do, and what do you think they will do?
I think they should put it on Cena, but I have no faith that they will. So I think they'll keep it on Cody, just because it's Cody, and they've fucked up the situation from the very beginning when he took it from Roman. So I don't have any faith. I hope I'm wrong, but I have no faith that they'll do the right thing.
Yeah. These are matches where they have yet to announce the night for them, but the United States champion,
what's the name's losing?
LA Knight.
Yes,
there is no way. I don't think that Jacob Fatu does not beat LA Knight. Jacob Fatu is somebody over the past year really has.
On that hockey stick. Man.
Yeah, and he's completely overshadowed Solo by just his performance in the ring, his mannerisms. Todd, what do you think of Jacob Fatu?
Going to be the next huge baby face.
I can agree with that.
Absolutely got a rocket up his ass. He's flying to the moon. He's a total baby face. The crowd loves him. And now they've already separated a little bit from Solo and the other Samoans. Yeah, he's definitely going to be working.
And the only thing he has to do is beat up one of his family to turn baby.
And it's right there.
Oh, yeah.
They're anywhere.
And it's the funniest thing, when they first introduced him, we were all pretty much like, he's better than Solo at being Solo.
Totally.
Like, he's the actual killer when they're trying to make Solo the killer. Like, then you bring in Jacob, and it's like, he's already way better at Solo than being Solo.
So they're going to push him to the top. With, he'll be total top baby face here. Then when it does the angle with Solo, where Solo, has to, job him over or whatever, is going to make him look weak. Because right now, they should keep building him up. Instead, they have to get him a match. They're going to have the Solo turn on him. They have them turn against each other. And Solo's got to beat him up and leave him laying or something. So that's going to be
there's the other two. The Tongaloa, and the other one that can 3-on-1 on Jacob, so it doesn't have to just
come back yet.
Nah, the one of them's hurt. One of them's hurt. Either Tongaloa or Loa Tonga.
I'm in complete.
Have they ever had two characters like they have those two Samoans with a Solo that nobody can give a rat's ass about because they're doing anything to get them over, or even people know their names other than there's Tonga and. He's the one getting thrown out of the ring.
They're just lackeys, almost like they're like muscle for hire, pretty much.
But to me, they're Solo's lackeys, and once the other kid jumped that level, then you know what I mean. It's like really all three of those should be the kid's lackeys now.
Yeah, I mean, what I think they should do and what I think they will do. I think
he's going with Solo.
Jacob Fatu is winning this match at Mania. I think 1,000%. I mean, are we all in agreement here, Ollie?
I would think so. Yeah,
Ollie.
Yeah, sure.
Hack.
Absolutely.
Ty.
Yes.
Todd.
I said absolutely, but I'll give you one caveat.
Okay.
The caveat being if they want to get into the match with him and Solo right there, where Solo comes out to help him and he ends up costing him the match.
Just to set up he fucks him by accident, and there you go.
Set up their feud, and then it gets him away from LA Knight, and LA Knight doesn't get buried.
Or you do, and then that sets up the big turn of Solo. Instead of winning the belt, his big moment is turning babyface by laying out Solo.
Great.
Okay, Todd. That's why you're a booker. That's why we brought you on here. Another match where it does not have a night yet is the 4-way Intercontinental Championship match between Braun Breaker defending against Penta.
No way that kid loses.
Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. Did you see Braun Breaker's spear on Carlito on Monday?
Wow.
Oh my God, that's a highlight reel spear forever. I mean, that was just, I've never seen anybody spear.
And Carlito's fucking, because I know him, because I did a little program with him before I got fired or whatever. And he just gets it. He just goes along with everything, but he knows, hey, if they bring that, he's like, well, I'm going to have it make it be great. Because he's not doing nothing now. You know what I mean? Like zero. So he's the kind of guy like, well, I need a moment. You know what I'm saying? And I'll take it right there. Because he's like, he let the guy... Well, he hit him high instead of low. You know what I mean? So it made it easier for him to take his bump. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Braun flipped himself.
Yeah, he did a crazy flip.
Yeah,
and he's running.
Awesome.
I mean, he's running fast as hell
slow.
Down the ramp.
You don't look like Ty running to first base, I'll tell you that.
What, lightning?
Hey, let me tell you something. They had, to me, a gold mine there with Carlito when he was doing all that comedy. When they were doing just the, what do you call it, group?
The Judgment Day.
Judgment Day?
Yeah.
And he was always in the background going, hey, I'd have done her, you know. He's got one of the one-liners that he would just throw away at the end of each promo. Stand in the background like, hey, if she's not, I didn't touch you, I didn't do it. Whatever it was, he was just so good at that he should have kept pushing that kind of character.
Dude, he got fired maybe within a year. This might have been 209, 210, right? And he didn't know why. It took him fucking 12 years to get back there.
I mean, he's a legacy.
For somebody that I know, you know, somebody with the, the DNA and the loins from his dad, you know what I mean? But Took him a decade to get back. Look at Bobby Lashley. Look how long it took Lashley to get back after he got fired.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure he's.
We're going to teach you a lesson, kid. We paid you $500,000. Be happy and shut the fuck up.
For this match, though, Todd, Braun Breaker, his development as a single star, what would you say about his performances as a character and in the ring?
You know, it's funny. At first, because they brought him in as an obvious monster, I thought he was almost selling too much at the very beginning. That it should have kept him like selling less and just more stronger and stronger. And then he lost the match actually on TV early on, didn't he?
Yeah, it's Sammy, I believe.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, that right there, that shocked me. Although maybe they did that to humble
That
him.
could be his dad, to humble him, or, you know what I mean? Maybe his dad's in his ear, too, you know what I'm saying?
Could be, but I think the guy's got superstar all over him. He's young, he's a baby. He's going to be around for the next 20 years.
That dude was like 6 inches taller.
Yeah.
He's short, dude.
Is he? How short? I know
I'd
you're...
say 5'8" tops.
Really?
5'9". Yeah, look at him against the rest. And look at him against the top
He's
rope.
not that. Yeah, he's not that
Look
tall.
at him against the top rope. That's all you got to know. You know the goddamn top rope's here.
Well, that's where you come up to in Drew McIntyre.
Oh, Drew! Don't talk about him and Drew McIntyre.
That's where you come up to in Drew McIntyre, right?
Yeah.
He thinks he towers over Drew McIntyre.
I walked next to him in the airport.
You had to get him going, Todd. Look at him now.
I
He's
said, I'm done with the show.
Don't- yeah,
You got
don't ask-
Gordon. I'm
don't-
not a bunker.
Don't ask him about Simon Diamond's weight, Todd. All right, it's sensitive subjects here on the show. But for this match, Todd, too, what do you think about the presentation of Pentagon since he's come over? Penta.
The guy's a hell of an athlete, obviously. He can do it all. I have not seen much of him, to be honest with you. I'm like
Okay.
a little bit behind on that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I mean, they came out on fire with him, his opening, and then the Royal Rumble he was in. You know, he started off and was in there till the last couple. Yeah, the last couple or whatever.
Yeah.
Out there.
Right. And then it's kind of fizzled a little bit,
It
but
is really hard to get any masked wrestler over to the point of people dying to see him instead of just enjoying what he's doing out there.
right.
It's really, really hard. 'Cause you got to see. You want to see their expression.
Facials, dude. I'm saying
Facials,
everybody
thank you.
get
Yup.
your hair out of your freaking face.
It's the facials that get the people to really want to either say, "Oh, I want to support you," or they want to get behind you, or they want to get mad at you. But when you got a mask on, it's so you're getting over just because you're doing lucha spots. You're not getting over because people want to see you win or lose, or care if you win or lose. They just want to see you slip.
Because honestly, you could put somebody else in that same mask and they would not even know the difference. Half of them.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, well, not only that, but mic work, too. I mean, a lot of them don't speak, you know?
Well, he does the English, the half English thing. I'm telling you, dude.
Which is cool for the-
a hockey stick career right now. Netflix, dude. There's 230 million homes, and how many of them are Latino?
Right. There's a lot of non-English
He's getting
speaking
hockey stick,
market out
dude.
there.
He's
So
in there with Brian. I don't. Right? Isn't he?
it's him, Braun, Finn Balor, and Dominic is a
That's
four-way.
good. That's how he gets out of losing. And Dom, I think Dom will have something to do with the finish, and somehow Brian will still be the champion.
Okay.
I say
and-
Dom and Finn start their feud. Out of that.
So that could be something inside
Yeah,
that.
that's
happens
kind
early
of how I
in the match.
envision
That's been
what's
building
going-
slowly. And
Yeah.
it's percolating a little bit,
All right.
with the girl that's trying to push.
Well, you're putting them in the same match, so obviously one of them's got to stop the other one from winning the belt pin. So
great point.
that's obviously where
Great
where the
point.
friction's got to come to a head.
But there's been friction for so long now between the two.
Right, but I'm saying
It's
that's
so
like
subtle,
the.
though, to me. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? I can say I barely even noticed it.
no,
Nah, they've
Finn
been-
Balor's
they've
been,
been- they've
yelling
been
at him,
hitting it,
saying you're a bad.
Yeah, but it hasn't been, to me, that's been going on for a little while.
It's been
Yeah, a little
backburnered,
bit.
and
That's
yeah.
why I just, lost it. You know what I'm saying?
So what you think they should do and what you think they will do?
Started after weren't they with Mommy?
They were there.
Okay, so once that broke up, it wasn't long until that started happening to me. And was that a year ago since that group broke? Maybe not even.
It's a little less, but yeah. So what I think they should
What's
do.
been taking so long?
It's-
If you're going to work them together, I'm begging you.
sometimes they're a little late on this stuff. What I think they should do, I think they should keep it on Braun, and that's kind of what I think they will do too. I mean,
Mommy's the answer to a trivia question. Who's the only professional wrestler
Mommy.
that Sandman didn't put his finger out with when he took a picture with?
Oh,
only
Mommy.
one.
Hey, ain't giving Bobby the finger.
You marked out, dude.
I did.
If anything, it would be two.
I went back. I was like, let's get a picture with Bobby.
I said, I know you don't have your finger
Everybody
down.
knew I wanted to do.
All right, stick the middle finger out at the bottom of the picture.
I don't, dude. I'm a mark.
Yeah, no, I know you are.
I
It's
was
great.
5 years old.
It's
I'm a
great.
mark.
It's
awesome.
it's what made you great too. Ollie, what do you think they should do, and what do you think they will do?
I think they should keep it on Braun Breaker, but I think they're going to put it on Dominic.
Oh, Dom, I could say, yeah, why not? I mean, I could see it, I guess.
Oh, and then maybe you could do Dom and his guy doing something, and then you could break off Penta and Breaker to do their own shit. I
Yeah.
don't mind that at all.
And it's a 4-way, so you don't have to job Braun in order for him to lose the match
Exactly.
or lose the belt. That could be his out, and it doesn't make him look weak. So
No, that's
So-
good. I like that.
Ollie, tell me this. He goes over. Who does he pin?
He could pin Finn,
well, there's the heat for that
or
program
he
there.
could pin Penta.
Oh, there's only one pin in the match?
Yeah.
I don't think it's
That's why
elimination.
Rick
Yeah, I don't
Braun,
think it's
Braun
elimination.
doesn't take the pin,
Right. That's why Braun's
Never.
so strong.
but Penta can take it.
And so could Finn. Which
Yeah.
Who knows?
No, if you make sense, you freaking the one kid beats Pin,
See,
like from your angle, Ollie. Dom beats Finn. Those two break off on their own angle, and then you can let Breaker and Penta do whatever
I mean,
they
I
want.
think-
You can't do that though,
Why?
because Braun's got to have a rematch for his belt.
Yeah, and I'll tell you
you
what. I
can't-
think they
Trying
keep
to make it good enough with Penta.
I think they keep the belt on Braun. And I think that,
That's what I said originally.
yeah, absolutely. And then they have
I'm just thinking, if anything, you can't. If anybody's going to win it besides Braun, it would have to be Penta, because there's got to be. He's going to have to get a rematch for the belt. And if you're starting a feud with Finn and Dominic, one of those can't have the belt, because they got to have
Well,
a feud. You can't have
Okay,
Braun's got
all right, so you have it the opposite that I have.
And Dominic-
the two guys breaking together with the belt compared to the so
Because the
Dom
champ-
goes off with his kid and does whatever.
because the champ can't lose the belt without getting pinned and then just be like, oh well, I lost it. I'll just go here with Penta.
I see what you're saying, Ty. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
And Dom doesn't need
I
a
think
belt.
that's the build before the match anyway, and I think that it makes sense for them.
But he would be-
in my brain to go that way.
But he would be like, I didn't even lose the belt. I'm not the one that got pinned. So he wouldn't just like be like, oh, I
Or
guess I'll let that happen.
To start,
you know?
to start the Dom and Finn feud, you could have like Braun pretty much down for the count, and Finn goes to pin him, and then Dom stops the ref from counting 3.
But you said Dom going over. See, Dom doesn't. Is the one
I know,
guy
but I'm
he doesn't
saying
need a belt.
to Braun to keep it on, and for them to get into a feud.
What I'm saying,
Braun's down,
Neither's Braun.
and then one of them stops the pin, and then Braun gets up spear.
Yeah,
and
Finn and Dom are going to double down each other, and they're going to like they're going to be feuding
Remember
to
the
where
big
they
guy,
both
Finn
cost
Balor.
each other for the belt.
What are you saying, Hack? What are you saying?
I'm saying Finn Balor needs the belt more than anybody if you think about it. If you want to look at the match like that.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
If you want to look at it like who needs the belt the most to solidify themselves as a
But
character,
they ain't doing that.
they might.
Oh my god.
They might though for the
I
reason
know
you just
that.
said. I don't know.
Oh, there will be the hugest boo ever that you've heard.
But then that's heat. I mean, that would be.
no, because,
Yeah,
then,
but
no,
you-
because then he'd have to have a feud with Braun, and that would make sense. Right now, his feud's gonna have to be with Dom.
This is Braun's.
right.
This is Braun's first WrestleMania, right? I think that he's going to retain. So, another match here is Jade Cargill taking
Wait,
on.
did we go through everybody think who's going to win? Ollie's what you're.
Yeah.
I went to kid. What are you
I
talking?
said Braun.
Yep, Ty's Braun, and I'm Braun. Jade Cargill taking on Naomi. This one, interesting match. Jade in a singles at WrestleMania. Excuse me, Ty, you all right?
Yeah.
Is that some of the Grey
Just the
Goose
thought-
that Todd has? Or,
Just the thought of that match,
No?
Jade in a singles.
Jade, I think Naomi's performance as a heel has been pretty good so far. I think she's done some really strong mic work, but singles with Jade. I don't know. A singles with Jade. I'm not really. I don't know. I don't really think that this is going to be much. Can you even go 10 minutes with it? Like, can you go 10?
All right, here's the main. I think the first thing, yes, she can do a singles, but it's got to be the right chick to carry her. You know what I mean? And this chick ain't the chick to carry her through a match.
I don't know. I think this chick's a lot better than you think she is.
I
Not
like
Jade.
Naomi's work.
Naomi's a hell of a talent. She's been around
Yeah,
long
I
enough
know,
now.
she's bad. Like,
And she's a
she
vet,
came
yes.
out,
Yes,
like,
Todd,
she
she's
was
a vet.
horrible in the Rumble. She was out there for a while, but she did so much bad shit in the Rumble. And granted, I've seen her have a good match or so, but it's been carried by somebody else carried her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A Rumble's a hard.
Well, it was the first thing she came back after she was injured. So she
Yeah, I was
going
gonna
to
say it's hard to judge somebody off of a Rumble match. Even
Well, then get her in there and get her the fuck out. Don't leave her there for 20 minutes.
no, she's been there for like 15 or 20 years.
Because I'm pretty sure. What?
She's been there a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's been in the
She's
company.
that old?
Yeah.
She's probably been there for like 15 years.
Yeah.
She's the one Uso's wife.
Yeah. She's been in the company
Oh,
a
I
long
had
time.
No idea. I thought the girl was like maybe freaking 25.
No.
I can't tell with black people.
So what I think
It's hard, dude.
What
I'm just being straight honest.
what I think
James Williams does not represent the opinions of the rest of the people. in the room.
what I think they should do and what I think they will do. I think you got to put Jade over. It's a WrestleMania. Look, even though she's not the best performer, she does have this star power. And if you don't at least try to do something with your investment in her as a talent at a stage like WrestleMania, I think you're doing her a
Hey,
disservice.
Tosh.
Yes.
Jade wins, and is that the end of the feud? Then you just blow it off in one match. She threw her through a car windshield, you're going to blow her off in one match?
Yeah.
It's WrestleMania.
No.
Todd.
Where else you gonna
I-
go?
I'm sure it was her that did it.
We're not 100%.
Okay.
I
There's
mean, that's
okay, so what else can you do? What else are you supposed
Well,
to
I'd
like,
say she's got to somehow get. She's disqualified for. One of them is disqualified for using some kind of weapon or whatever. You assume it's going to be the heel. And Jade's got a reason to keep fighting this girl. If she beats her here, she's done with her.
Yeah,
It's-
but for
it's-
a WrestleMania match, do you want to end it on a DQ?
I want to end it where they're going to still have a feud to go on with.
Well, to Todd's point, Ty, it's the kind of match on the show that if it does end in a fuck finish, nobody's going to leave pissed off about
it's
it.
not a main
Well,
event.
Right,
Well,
it's a mid-card
yeah.
match
It's not a
on
main
WrestleMania. So, yeah,
I'm just thinking that Jade's got it. You're trying your best to get Jade over. Like they are trying their hardest to get her over, and
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like ending in a DQ like that, I don't think helps her in whatsoever. Whatsoever.
And I think you have 5 or 6 legit storylines going on. This being one of them. You're ending it right there.
I see your point, Todd. But I think Jade's the superstar. And
But she's got to have. Right now, there's heat. There's a feud there. You're gonna cut her off right now. Boom. They haven't had their first match yet.
I say beat the shit out of Naomi and then go on and work with Bianca.
you could do that too. I mean, you could.
I mean, Bianca could carry her through shit.
Yes, she could.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would do.
And they've done great with Bianca when they slowly did her turn. Oh my God! From the way she dressed to the way every little bit they've done with her has been done so well done.
Yeah.
It's so like subtle, but yet not. And I thought that was been great the way they've done her.
Yeah. Ollie, what do you think they should do and what do you think they will do?
I think Naomi should win, and that's what I think they will do.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Ollie,
He's going Naomi.
Good barrier.
Hack, how about you?
He's here.
Jade, I think Jade Bristol stops her.
Okay. Bristol stops her there.
Yep.
Todd, I mean, you just kind of
I'm with him.
You're with Ollie. You say Naomi. Ty?
Jade, I have Jade. You got to. There's no other. If Jade loses, then you're
She's in
basically
the same position as LA Knight was when you
Yeah,
guys told
you're-
me LA Knight needed to win that match.
Yes.
And then I was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, after having her go away and then come back and to lose,
Right.
I can't see that happening.
Yeah. Another match on the show, we don't know which night yet, is AJ Styles taking on Logan Paul. Todd, what do you think of Logan Paul's performance as a non-wrestler? A lot of people have said that his athleticism and his work rate's really good, but he's missing some like little intangibles in the ring. What do you think overall
I will tell
about
you
him?
that I think he's the most impressive son of a bitch to come down the pike in 20, 30 years. I've never seen anybody get into a ring who didn't have ring experience and carry matches and had the innate wherewithal. There was this spot where he caught somebody.
Ray. He caught Ray.
Caught Ray when most people have been in business forever. But he said, "Oh shit!" and I missed that spot. And then you can't just teach that to somebody. It's like innate in him. This guy's if he ever put his whole life into doing just this, no stopping him. He'd be a super star.
Right. But for them with Logan Paul, obviously his star power that he gives you, his following that he has, he's a tremendous following out there. You're only going to get a certain number of matches with him in a year. At some point, do you think
So why would you put him in jeopardy of losing then?
Yeah, but like
That's my whole thing.
a guy like
He's
AJ,
done. What, I don't know.
a guy like AJ Styles, and maybe some other guys on the roster that are like full-time guys. Do you think? What do you think they're feeling backstage when they get programmed with Logan and then asked maybe to lose to Logan?
First of all, how full time is AJ at this point?
Well, that's
how
a good
many times
point.
has AJ worked the last 2 years?
That's a good point.
He's
Has
just
he been
No,
hurt?
he got
He has
fucked
been
on
hurt.
the same night when they fought with WrestleMania last year. Do you remember when he hit the ring at the end against the Bloodline? He came in and somebody else came in, and AJ was jacked as shit.
AJ didn't come in at the Bloodline again.
Yes, he did. He came
No, he
in
didn't.
freaking at the end of a match against the Bloodline, and it was him, LA Knight, and who were the two other people in that 4-man group? AJ and another guy intervened on the match and then came in against the Bloodline. I can't believe nobody.
At WrestleMania last year, he did not.
No, I'm
Oh.
not saying it was WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
It could have been right after that or whatever.
And Randy.
Yes,
Randy?
that's who it was.
Okay.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, once that angle shifted, it was like boom. You know,
He got hurt.
Well, he had the match with Cody
Oh, I
for the
didn't
belt in
realize
Paris. The main event in one of their pay-per-views. I think it was Backlash last year.
Cody, right?
Cody, yeah.
Yeah. And then he got hurt.
And then he
right?
got hurt.
And
And-
that's why he was gone for a while. And now that's why he's back and jacked.
He is back and jacked again. But for this match, I mean, like,
AJ's one of the most talented guys who ever came down the
Yeah.
road. Ever.
Yeah.
He worked for me in PWU a bunch of times. I had him against like Christopher Daniels, against like low key Joey Matthews. They tore the house down.
Oh, low-key.
Oh my God, him and Joey Matthews were amazing together.
wow.
Can you picture that,
Joey.
AJ and Joey?
Yeah.
Dude, Joey's great.
Was that
Joey's
before?
phenomenal.
Was that before or
hit, man.
after
Good
he wrecked his face on?
Oh, the ladder was definitely
Yeah.
before that ladder spot.
yeah,
Oh,
that was
God.
brutal.
But for this match, if you give these two guys 15 minutes, I think the sky's the limit for this one. This one's going to tear the house down.
Absolutely, and AJ's now their guy to like make people. You know?
Yeah.
He's gonna gotta let the guy go over.
What I think they should do and what I think they will do, I think it's the same thing. I think Logan Paul's winning this one.
100%.
Ollie, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Logan Paul's winning, and that's what I think they should do.
Yeah. Hack?
If you beat Logan Paul, then you take out all the mystery of him. Maybe I don't even know if mystery's the right thing though, but he loses some oomph if he loses. To me,
He's got a successful podcast, and now he's got a successful TV show with him and his brother.
Yeah.
oh, they're trying to do the
Yeah, they're doing
thing.
something on HBO, I think. I've seen some commercials with
Yeah,
it.
this guy's
So I mean, he's always going to be relevant anyway if he loses.
he's up there. They're not going to bury him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think they should.
so Todd, what do you think they should do and what do you think they will do? Paul?
Both.
Paul. Ty?
I think they should put it on AJ, but they'll keep it on Logan.
Okay.
I kind of could say that too.
Okay.
I mean, it's Intercontinental, right?
No. That was the Braun Breaker match. This is not. This is non-title.
You can't.
It's Logan.
Yeah.
He's too old.
Up next is
Sorry. For some reason, I
there.
thought it was for a belt. I got mixed up with the Intercontinental
Yeah.
belt, and then that threw me off. But no,
Rey Mysterio taking on El Grande Americano, Chad Gable.
gracias,
Man, Rey Mysterio at this age, Todd, when you guys first booked him in '95, did you think he'd be wrestling 30 years later in a WrestleMania?
When I first booked him in '95,
I thought he was somebody's kid.
that was my story, you knucklehead.
Yeah, I'm fucking kidding.
No, it's a true
But he was
story.
such a short baby.
It's a true
Oh,
story.
that's your story?
Yeah.
I was just making that up. I had no idea where you were going.
You read it in my book, Donnie Allen walking into the arena.
I read it, but that doesn't mean I read it.
cover to cover. Hack's been doing it every
Less
night.
than 24 hours. I mean, come on. Hold on a second before
You were highlighting things. Come on.
Damn it. I was just highlighting wherever my name
I thought you were using the pages as rolling papers.
Donnie Allen walks in the arena,
Okay.
up the ramp.
My boy.
Well, Donnie.
Local guy, Delco guy.
Behind Donnie was this kid. I was like, Donnie, what are you doing? He goes, what do you mean, bro? What? I go, you know there's no kids in the locker room. He goes, hit him with me. And he walks in, and I go, excuse me. He goes, yeah, I'm Rey Mysterio Jr. I'm working for you tonight. And I went, oh, my God, I want to get sick. I was so embarrassed. I said, Jesus effing Christ. Oh, my God. I am so sorry, Ray.
You loser.
Oh, you loser. You thought it was 15-2. Anyway.
When he first came into ECW, we've watched some of his stuff, man, where it's like him and Psychosis and him and Hoovy. Oh, my God. To bring that to the States in 1995 was something so special and so cool. And the fact that he's still doing it in the ring at a high level 30 years later is
Conan
amazing.
brought him to us, actually, yeah.
Conan was the bridge to get those talents
And all of them.
from AAA over into
Yeah.
ECW.
But yeah, he looked. If you haven't seen him without his mask, he was young now. You should have seen, back then he did without that mask. He looked like 13, 14, 15 years old.
Oh my God!
I mean, I really
Yeah.
thought Donnie Allen was bringing a kid up to the dressing room, and I was pissed.
That's awesome,
And I
man.
had to apologize. Yeah, and then I watched him work that first night. I went, "Oh my God, this guy's amazing! What a performance!"
Yeah,
Definitely not a kid.
definitely not a kid, and just like he is one of the all-time greatest wrestling performers.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
Absolutely.
He's the one case of where the masks never really hindered him.
No, and when they
One
took
of the, thank you. One of the only ones you can say that about, where no one had to worry about seeing his expressions. Because just seeing him get beat up by somebody twice as like Kevin Nash throwing him into a garage or something, you have sympathy for him.
Oh, when he threw him against the fucking bus, that spot where
Yeah.
he torpedoed him.
Yeah, you
Oh,
hit the
man,
lawn dart,
what?
like, throw
And
him.
he landed on concrete.
Yeah.
Freaking
I mean,
asphalt.
do you think it was partially because he didn't wear a mask at a point?
no, when he didn't wear the mask, it was odd.
No, I know.
It was Nash fucking flexing his muscles.
No,
Yeah.
no. I'm saying, but do you think people have an affinity for him because
Because-
they've actually seen his face?
for those 2 years, 3 years that he wasn't wearing it.
You
yeah.
actually have an association with the person under the mask instead of, you know what I'm saying?
I just think people always gravitated towards him even with the mask. From the time they first started working at ECW, like he's one of the few guys
Bill Moscow.
who didn't have to show expressions and stuff to get over.
Well, and also too, he was always able to speak English. Like
Yeah, he was born.
Good
He was born in
good
San
English.
Diego. I mean,
Better
he's-
than you.
He is
another
a-
thing too.
he is an
It's
American.
better than you.
and not only that, he was very good. He was very good at speaking to the crowd through his actions, through his emotions, through the way he worked. You know, like his selling. And I mean, like you could tell when he was beat up.
Yeah.
You know, like you could tell. Like
When he did his thing with Dom, he had the mask on, and he would look down like he was sad. You could see him being sad through a mask.
Right.
That's a talent right there.
exactly, you could the way he portrayed himself through his actions, you could feel.
The way he hung his head.
Right.
Yeah, he was. He's
And he's
amazing.
become a good to very good performer on the mic as well. Which, you know, if you told me that 15 years ago, Rey Mysterio can cut a good promo these days.
Talking about Dom.
No, Dom
Like,
is.
they
But,
don't let Dom say a word.
but for this match with El Grande Americano, I mean, I think it's going to be a lot of action. It's going to be a lot of stooging. What I think they should do, and what I think they will do again, I think Chad Gable's going over. You could have Ray pull the mask off to expose it, but I think like the angle's just getting started, so you wouldn't want to do that at this point. So I think Ray's going to win.
Yeah, Ray shouldn't be the one to get the mask off him.
I mean, I think Americano's going to win. Ollie, what do you think here?
And then he said Chad Gable.
Well, that's who it is.
Yeah,
I think Gable's gonna win, and that's what I think they should do. And I
Okay,
think it should be clean.
clean.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be something heelish.
No, I think it should be clean. How many losses has Gable taken in the last year?
He does need something to that point, Ollie. I do see what you're
Gable
saying
wins.
there. Gable wins.
Yeah.
Hack, what do you think?
I don't know. You have to use some of Gable's stable, right, in this? Like, there's got to be some kind of interference in the end. I mean, you can still do the interference and still do a kind of clean pin as long as there's enough time in between it. Well, I want to see the dude do the freaking, what's that thing where you flip it on the fucking mat?
The worm.
Yeah.
You want to see the
I want
worm?
to see the fat guy do the worm. I
Okay.
think the whole crowd.
they're not together.
Yeah, they're
anymore.
not together. He's not with Otis anymore. Yep.
Oops.
Oops. Ty, what do you think here,
Not
bud?
the first time.
Yeah, we know.
Together anymore?
Nope.
No, haven't been for a
They did a
while.
blow off like 8 months
how
ago.
long?
Yeah, probably 8 months ago they did a blow off.
No, it wasn't 8 months ago.
Yeah, dude.
He's talking about Rikishi and Too Cool.
Yeah, my bad. Okay.
Gracias.
Todd,
Dude, he's been watching out for me for like 30, 40 years right now, thank God.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Ray go. I don't know if Gable wins. Where do you keep going with the mask thing? I think it's time for Ray to just squash the mask thing
and
with
rip it off him.
Yeah, and just it's done. Like the Lucha Gable, like that's over. If he wins, where do you keep going? Where do you keep going?
I think he gets unmasked by second he wins.
I know, but if he wins, like
They're pushing him, they're not pushing Ray.
Right.
And Ray doesn't need a win, and a loss
Right.
doesn't hurt him at all.
His win is by unmasking the guy. That's his win. Then his win is by beating him.
There you go. I like it.
yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, he can lose but win.
Ooh, see that's a good way of saying it.
I like that.
Sometimes when you lose, you really win.
Well, Hack would know
Sometimes
anything
when
about
you win,
that.
you really lose.
Now we're getting deep in
I
here.
wouldn't get. I never believed in that getting up and get more heat after I lost. Fuck that. Let me lay there.
Smoke a cig, drink a
Smoke a
beer.
cig,
yeah,
yeah.
we're good.
Another match where we don't know the night. This just got announced today. Is official. Is Drew McIntyre taking on Damian Priest?
Oh my God.
Do we gotta see these guys again?
Well, they worked last year at WrestleMania, if you want to count it, because Priest did the cash in on Drew McIntyre to beat him after
Which
McIntyre
was horrible.
beat Rollins for the belt last year.
They're
at
gonna have a
Mania.
lifter off.
So I don't know. This is going to be.
Midgets.
I think you could
I
go.
think Taz is taller than both of them.
Oh, God.
without the lifters. Just saying.
I think you could go either direction on this one. I don't think it really matters either way. I hope they have a good match because I think these guys do have like a good match in them. But I don't know. I'm kind of going to go. I'll give it to Drew McIntyre for his performance over the last year. I'd throw him a bone and give him a win here on this one. Ollie, what do you think?
Yeah, I think McIntyre's going to win, and that's what I think they should do.
Hack, what do you think on this one?
All right, so weren't they just in like Europe for a month?
Yeah, they were just
So
over
to
here.
me, it's like, dude, I'm a believer in the Netflix 250 million homes, dude. You want a European freaking guy going over and something like that.
So Drew Mac.
Because that keeps your, that whole market open to you a little bit better.
Okay, but Damian Priest gives you the Hispanic market.
They
I guess
already have that with what's his name.
Penta. Okay.
And Ray.
Yeah.
Right,
I
yeah,
got
you know,
a lot of tag teams.
But
Okay.
but like I said, I think they're going to bring back that huge ass Indian dude, or the dude that looks like an Indian. They're going to put him over. There's
Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal or whatever.
You think they're going to bring him back?
Oh, this is Hack's prediction.
Netflix,
He says this all the time.
World, 250 million more homes than they used to have 3 months ago.
The modern day Maharaja.
That's my boy, Jinder. I love you.
And the thing is, India, they'll do a deal like Abu Dhabi. They'll get 50 million just to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because those countries will do that, and they'll have it in Bollywood in India.
I just watched him against
Bollywood's India's Hollywood. What do you want to get out?
I just watched him against Bubba and the Canadian thing that he did, that Scott D. Murray did at that big show.
How
yeah?
long ago was that?
Well, they got Vahir Mahal,
Just
don't they?
How was it?
The match?
Yeah.
Bubba talked through most of it, but then, because he just wanted to kill time, but it's fine for what it was.
Okay. I love Jinder.
yeah.
Don't hinder Jinder.
And I also think they're going
Hashtag.
to go to Japan. They'll put a strap on. Dude, Vince used to do the same thing freaking back in the day. If they're going to Europe, they're making a European champion before they go there.
Okay.
But now you really got the whole freaking world as an audience.
So, do you think Drew McIntyre or Damian Priest here? I'm kidding with you. He was ready to cane me, dude. I got him hot for a second, dude.
That was that look.
Todd,
What's his first name?
Just don't ask him that, Todd. He doesn't know.
Come on.
Yeah, I do, Tosh.
That's my
What's
last
his first name?
God, this is a shoot, too,
I'm
guys.
begging. This is a total shoot.
This is a total shoot.
Oh, Brian.
Hey!
I'm like, he must say it in the opening because that's why they think I should know it.
Hack and Brian.
Brian,
Wow.
what episode is this?
This is episode 60.
Episode 60.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
He knows me. He knows me. We know each
Listen, all
other.
right. Who's the dude that Tom Hanks plays with Bubba?
Wilson?
No, he just said that.
Forrest?
That's all I'll say about that.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
All right, Todd. Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest.
Todd, what do you think they should do? What do you think they will do?
Drew, both.
Drew for both. Ty?
Yeah, Drew's got to win sometime, doesn't he?
He kind of does.
So, like,
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Yeah.
like,
All right, is there any? Now let's think about this. Is there somebody that would interfere to make Drew lose? Let's think about it on that side.
not at this point.
No.
So you think he's
Yeah,
finally
not
got to
if
go over after getting freaking?
He's been jobbing for a while.
I do.
Why would you keep it going?
I
Because-
think you got to throw him a bone, man. I do. I think you
Yeah,
do.
well, because Priest was win. Now Priest has got to start doing the job, and I think
Drew's somebody that you could always like program into like the main events as well if you give him a couple
With
wins.
anybody.
So he's a main event talent in my opinion.
Yeah, but Ty, to me,
100%.
Priest has been over fucking for a long time.
that's why I think Priest was up over. Now
I mean, even when
like,
he was with mommy and shit like that, and he lasted.
And he had the belt.
He was a guy they never should turn babyface.
who Priest?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
agree.
see him as a
Sucks
face.
as a babyface.
Yeah, I don't see him as a face either, Todd.
I don't know how.
Ruin him.
How do you give that guy like?
He doesn't wrestle like a babyface. Nothing that does like a babyface.
Yeah, like how do you get the crowd to like want to support him?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
Like,
he's 6'6", and he's I don't know. He's,
Giving him opponents they hate more. That's the only way they can do it.
right.
That's
And
what
they
I'm
don't hate
saying.
Drew
like,
that much.
Yeah.
They
Right.
like Drew
Because
a lot.
Drew's like kind of like a tweener now. Like people just love to hate him just because,
A
but
lot
that
of
means you're
guys
over.
I'd say freaking 10 out of the top fucking 15 to 18 are tweeners.
There's a lot. There's a lot that could be.
It's just you're getting reaction no matter what the freak is happening during a match.
Yeah.
You could be the heel on your entrance and then be getting cheered if you can talk better than the other guy.
Yeah, and like you say, hack all the time. It depends on strength of opponent, depending on what people are. A lot of times, these are matches where we do actually know which night for WrestleMania they are. The World Heavyweight Champion Gunther is defending against Jey Uso. Yeet, yeet, yeet,
Not
yeet.
the main event, right?
It's not the main event. So, Todd, first off, how do you feel about Jey Uso? A lot of people have been critical of him because he's not a good worker. They say he's all an entrance, and we know we don't like those guys around here.
Yeah, those dudes I hate those dudes.
I've never seen a WrestleMania, let alone two-night WrestleMania, where neither world title. I mean, both matches have nothing to them that means shit, to be honest with you, other than the gimmick with the Cena's come out with. I mean, to have that tweet against, what is it, Uso against Gunther, there's no interest in it.
Yeah.
That they made him so weak and lame, they have him come out and apologize and say, oh, I was afraid of you. Wait a minute, I just won the Royal Rumble, but now I was afraid of you. Like, I was afraid of you?
Yeah.
What? Are you kidding me? You weren't afraid of Roman Reigns?
Right?
Not only that, Roman Reigns and the other
No, he
brothers.
is. He's killing it right
You
now.
weren't afraid of him and Solo and them all together? You weren't taking all five of them? But this guy scares you. Gunther. Oh my God.
I'm with you, Todd.
Who wrote that shit?
I'm with you. It makes him look weak, and like you said, he just stood up to Roman previously,
And
who
his
was-
whole family.
Right.
So the whole group.
right. I look. They gave him the Royal Rumble win at
And
the
his
time.
brother. It was his brother, Roman. So I mean, he's all top guys he was fighting against.
Yeah.
Only Sami Zayn with him. Come on.
Todd, I'm with you,
I'm
man.
afraid of Gunther. Oh my God.
I don't think the build for this has been very strong. And,
Horrible.
And
And he's going to win, and it's horrible.
you think he is still going to win?
Absolutely.
Okay. I think they have slotted this not in the main event, and I think they are at this point. I don't know if they are going to put him
And
over.
what does that tell you?
It tells you a lot.
That the fucking world title or the championship match is not a main event.
It tells you a lot. It tells you a lot. It's a weak program to me. It is. It's not a strong program. And I thought weeks ago, months ago that he probably would be closing one of the nights, doing the whole yeet thing. But to me, I think they should not put him over. I think Gunther should go over here. What they will do, I think they won't pull the trigger. I think Gunther is going to go over too. Ollie, what do you think?
I think Jey Uso wins, but I think Gunther should keep it.
Hack. He was stumped about.
I don't know. How long has Gunther had this damn belt now?
It's been a while.
Right. That's my point. I'm wondering, can you make money with Jay chasing? I don't think so. for some reason.
No, if he loses, it would be done.
It would be done, and it's him back to the mid card.
Okay.
Him back to mid card or tag.
See, I don't see it like that because what else they're going to do with the guys?
Well,
Make him tag again. Make him mid card guy again. I mean, it's kind of just that's it. I don't know.
I mean, what are you going to do with these two guys? I don't know if it's. I'll say Jay.
And do you think that's what they should do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just to get the belt off of Gunther.
Todd.
See what happens.
Unfortunately, Jay's going to win. Obviously Gunther is like literally 5 times the worker he is.
Oh yeah, it's not even close. That's not up for debate
But
at all.
he's
No
gonna
one's
win
even debating
because
that.
right now he's so ridiculously over with that crowd. I mean, all you can do is look at the visual on TV.
It's a great visual.
Are you kidding me? This
Yeah,
guy
I've
is
seen that visual before somewhere, but I can't remember.
so absurdly over.
have you had anything to drink, sir?
It is so absurdly over, that entrance, and but to bury his character that way was just so stupid and counterproductive.
Yeah.
And yet I still think they'll put him over. Then they got his brother bleeding to death. Come on, he's defending his brother. He's getting.
I was wondering why you didn't mention that earlier.
Well,
That last
they
match.
tried to use that
Get
to
off
heat
my
it.
getting his courage back now. I mean, courage. Like the cowardly lion or something. What the fuck, man?
Tell us how you really feel, Todd.
I'm just saying.
No, but that's so right.
No, I agree.
I don't see it like that. I don't.
So
I don't.
but
see
they're
that
going to put him
when I'm
over because
watching
that's what
this.
the crowd wants. Now they got to have some super heavy baby face moments, especially if Cody does lose. Then he's going over.
Well, this is night one.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but if they're planning for Cody to lose, they want to have one babyface champion.
That's kind of my. That's kind
So
of.
what do you think, Ty?
That's kind of my point and where I'm going. See, I think they should put it on Cena. So I think they should put it on Jay. But I think they're going to keep it on Cody. So in turn, I think they're going to keep it on Gunther. Like you said, you can't have 2 baby champs, can't have 2 heel champs. So in turn, I think Jay should go over, but I think Gunther's keeping it.
Wow. All right. Well, this is interesting. And do we all agree this is going to open night one? That'll be the opener.
And by the way, Ty, I didn't say I thought Jay should win. I said I said, or I did differentiate that.
What do you think they should do, and what do you think they will
I
do?
said they should do it. I said they will do it.
Right, and I think they should put it on Jay.
And I don't, but I think they will.
Right. But the only reason I think they should put it on Jay is because I think they should put it on Cena. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just my the way I see
get that
it.
philosophy totally.
So
Right.
heel and
mess.
bait because
Yes.
you can't have 2 just in my head. So if I think they should put it on Cena, then I have to think that they should put it on Jay.
Yeah.
So then where does if Breaker wins? Then, you know what I mean? Is there any effect there? You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's got to be a title turn. Somebody's losing titles.
Right.
LA Knight, we know, is losing. There's going to be some
There's
title
a fine
changes.
line between putting a belt on a guy who's only an entrance. You know what I'm saying?
I think they can trust him though. That's why they're going to do it.
Yeah.
He's not going to jump ship to AEW.
Or almost die trying to get to the arena.
He's a steady hand. Next up here on night one is WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton defending against Charlotte Flair.
This is my toughest
Same.
pick of the night.
My God, Todd, I got to ask you, what happened on SmackDown last Friday when that went off the rails? Because
Is that what happened? For the first time, it made people interested in that match. Because holy shit, who gave a rat's ass about that match? And he said, "Oh my God, these two motherfuckers do not like each other even a little bit."
not a bit. And this is something that
Like, wow.
Jerry Jarrett always had a sign in his office that said, "Personal issues draw money." Well, there's certainly a personal issue now between these two women. I got to ask you, Todd, about whenever you had to get a match in the ring between two individuals that legitimately had dislike for each other, or even heat or physical or whatever. How do you, as a promoter, go with that when things get off the rails like
Great
that?
story after his answer.
No, tell your story.
All right, I'll give you a perfect example.
Okay.
Fucking me and Taz not liking each other at all. But that morning, I'm in Salt Lake. I'm living in Salt Lake. I get my knee scoped. me and Kelly fly back to Philly, and then I drive to Lulu Temple and do a job for Taz. Never even thought about it not working. You know what I mean? I go out there with with whatever they left. I left the hospital in, and fucking me and you ended up laying in the ring, cracking.
It was a tag team match.
I don't know what it was, but Taz choked me out like right away.
You bitch.
No, it's not. You had the gist of the story. Let me try to expand on it.
That
Here we go.
sounds
That's,
like me.
that's why we have Todd here.
It totally sounds like me.
Okay, here we go. Number one is supposed to be a tag match. I hadn't really not even had my main event in the arena yet with him kind of match yet. It was like that kind of building up to that point, I believe.
Fonzie and Taz versus you
He
and
just
Hack.
said, "I believe." Also.
Oh, so you're right. It was the
So
afterwards.
he's
no,
not
okay.
like
no, in terms of
super
I'm saying about when it happened, but I think it happened after that match.
As I recall.
Okay.
He had surgery. He was, dude, I can't come, I can't fly. Ah, fuck, man, you and me in tag team, how cool, like, we're best friends, and they're in the ring together at the same time, tag team, just, okay, Gordon. And he can tell you right now, he got on that plane.
Right after my surgery.
For me. Because he was said, all right,
Sense.
you know, you're my best, I'm there. And limped to that ring, okay? That night was the night we did the Missy Hyatt thing. Missy Hyatt.
Was that her new lips night?
Missy Hyatt got her lips done.
What was the Missy Hyatt thing? I don't know
She
if we
got
can
her
talk about
lips
She got
that.
her
shot up.
lips done.
Oh, okay.
So she looked like Donald Duck. And they were
so
huge.
bad.
Because they had swelling all swollen up. They hadn't gone down yet. So Zach and I go out before the show starts.
Oh my God! No, the ring truck was late, and we were killing time. Something happened with the ring truck coming from New York.
I don't remember that. I just remember you and I going around the audience.
Say something to
So when Missy comes out, whack at her. And then meanwhile,
One of the meanest things I've literally ever done in my life.
so she came out to the ring with us.
Literally.
She literally.
I'm not mean. You guys know that.
Leading us, and you know the whole audience going quack, 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 quack. And Hank and I turned to Missy going, "That's wrong, man. That's fucked up, man. Why can't they doing that shit to you? And that's just messed up."
You double crossed her too.
So
That's
now we
horrible.
go through the match.
Dude, but it was so bad. If the lips weren't that bad, that wouldn't have been the joke.
It was
You know what I
because they
mean?
were
We
so
would've just
swollen.
been like,
It was just sadly swollen.
And she's got them all glossed up, bright
Yeah, of
red,
course.
dude.
Well, speaking of work done, Charlotte Flair. There's a
That
lot.
story wasn't over, Tosh.
I'm sorry, Todd.
Why would Tosh think that story was over?
Dude, he
I know
talks
I'm
me
new to the
off all
group.
No,
the
I
time,
don't.
and I disagree.
I know I'm new to the
Just
group.
saying.
No, I don't. I saw a joke
I'm new to the
opportunity.
group,
I'm
and all of a
sorry.
sudden I get like squashed.
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
by the Tosh man.
No,
What the
I'm
fuck?
not
Shut up.
squashing you,
He
Todd.
took
No.
an opportunity.
No, I'm sorry.
That's how we.
We're
this
volume
is like sitting in
shooters.
the locker room back in the day.
Yeah, we're volume
fucking right now.
shooters.
This is like listening to the two old guys from the Muppets.
That's who we are.
You are Sadler Waldorf.
Todd, I'm sorry, Todd. Continue on.
Anyway, that match is supposed to end with me going out and getting Sandman's cane run to the ring. It's not there. I was supposed to hit Taz with it, blah, blah. Nothing. I go, I've been in like 3 matches in my life. I go, what the fuck do I do? I take a big broom, one of those big wooden brooms, the big, all the bristles. I pull it out. There's Taz with a fucking broom. The big giant like pool brooms.
A push broom. God, Todd, never done a job in your life.
Well, there's push brooms and then there's pull brooms.
Yeah, Todd grew up in the diamond industry. That many brooms he's pushed.
You know, the one broom that has bristles.
There wasn't a lot of sweeping at the
Definitely
jewelry
had
store.
bristles for sure. Hard bristles. I remember that. You're right. Match ends. We're laying on the mat. We're dead. And one of us said, "You're dead." Quack, quack, quack. And that was it. We laid in that ring and laughed so loud and so long.
Yeah, you can hear us fucking because I watched it
On the
fucking
video.
on a video, and the video's like we're in the center of the ring, and the video guy's like outside on the apron, and I'm just cracking the fuck up.
Wow, that is an amazing story.
Good fucking shit.
When you're trying to get a match in the ring between people like this, and a segment goes off the rails, which we can attest to. This,
When?
Yeah, never on the Sandman podcast. But they both clearly went off script. Those two,
100%.
they were shooting at each other. The things they were saying, and Charlotte got rocked on that mic. She could not hang with it.
Dude, the crowd turned on her just like they did the last time those two were in the ring, and she got so flustered she stood there and actually said, "Well, What do you want me to say?
Yeah, but like
She was flustered, dude. The other girl crushed her.
No, the other
Eviscerated.
girl that crushed her, crowd crushed her.
Well, yes.
The other girl,
Yeah, no.
nothing. Yeah, there's just all the. She was thrown
Had
from
a
that
couple
crowd.
good daddy lines against
She
her.
was-
You know what I mean?
Those were the ones that were scripted. It was
Right,
a shit
exactly.
About, it was a shit about you being 0 for 3 in your
Yeah,
marriage.
that
That
the
was
crowd
a shoot.
just freaking. But they did it the same time that when they were in the ring a couple weeks ago. The same thing happened.
yeah, so like Todd,
The crowd doesn't like Flair.
no, they don't, and you're fighting against the grain here if you want her to be anything other than heel at this point. So you might as well lean into the heel thing with her. And Tiffany obviously is on the come up. She's a hell of a talent. What I think they should do is go with Tiffany still. But what I think they will do, Charlotte won that Rumble, and she seems to just get these wins. I think they're going to go with Charlotte at Mania. I don't think they should, but I think they are.
I'm with you, Tosh. Same
Yeah.
thing.
It's like, wait,
Charlotte versus Stratton. Tiffany
I
Stratton.
didn't know we were going all the way to the end here. My brain was still on what was happening in the ring with those two, but they can't be dumb enough to freaking not have Charlotte be the heel, and I don't think they want Charlotte to lose. I don't think they want the other girl to lose. So I think there's going to be like multiple run-ins in this, and who knows what the hell happens.
And don't forget, not every match has to have a finish.
right, there could be some fuck
There could
finishes
be
or something,
DQs.
but
there
yeah.
could be all kinds of count-outs. There could be other things besides a pinfall in a match.
I can't remember the last DQ. I seen it in the WrestleMania.
So you think of schmaz, Hack?
I would think that. I'll tell you
Yeah,
this. I
I
would
think
think that
so.
they were, if they thought about putting Charlotte over, which I don't think they were necessarily, because the other girl's so hot right now.
Right.
I think that she killed herself in that match in the ring the other night, where she just couldn't talk and didn't know what to say and got flustered like that.
You think
Yeah,
you think they're going to see that she was not quick on her feet and not want to go with Charlotte?
I wouldn't.
Because I mean, when she went to mimicking her with the voice thing, I was like, "This is the best you got. You've been in the business for 12, 13 years. That's the best you can do,
Because
thinking
the
on your
same
feet."
Promo. Nobody came at you at that other. Well, dude,
I was
it
gonna
was
say,
the
how many-
fans that fucking did it.
I was gonna say, how many times has Charlotte really been
It was the fans.
like on the
I
mic?
said the
That's
same
it.
thing.
Yeah,
The fans
that was it.
totally controlled that. They made that happen.
Now,
Dude, they did the Dom Mysterio tour. As soon as she started talking, the fans fucking were like, "Shut up, Charlotte."
but the way to beat that is just to talk over them, right?
no.
No?
The absolute
They
last
just get
thing you wanna
louder.
do.
They just get louder.
So wait till they tire themselves out as a performer, I
You can
guess.
sit down and smile. And go, I got all night.
Okay,
I got nowhere to go.
all right.
Yeah,
Man, the show's still got another hour and 10 minutes. I guess you're going to miss 2 more matches if I sit out here for another 20 minutes. That'll take at least 1 more match off the show. I'll wait.
Now, after that segment, do you think that they have sat them down and made them hash things
I'm
out?
sure they had to do. They had to pull them
Because
aside.
you're going to want 15 out of this match, at least at
So
Mania.
obvious. I mean, Charlotte's the only one that's not going to get it. You know what I mean? She could be the only problem out of whatever scenario that they want to come up
It
with.
looked like Stratton's the one who went off script first. I'm not sure, but that's the way it looked to me.
Okay.
I don't think it matters. It was the crowd, dude.
What do you think
Crowd
of her as a
better.
worker?
Great.
Stratton?
Not great, but on her way to being great.
You?
Very, very solid. I think she has a lot of really good high spots. I don't know if she's put it all together yet.
Right, she has. She
Ty?
has been doing all right.
Yeah, I think she's good. I'm not sure she can carry yet, but I think she's super talented. Like Hack said, on her way to be
Oh, what do you, did you
on her
say
way
what
to
you
being
did?
up.
Yeah, like they said, I think she's on her way.
So you think
There.
different?
Yeah, I don't get it yet.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
I don't see it yet. I think she's got a finisher. You know,
She
a nice
does.
little spot, and then that's. I don't see much.
Well,
No,
she's
see,
there
like-
for shit, but it's just.
Well, that's why I said I think she's good, but I don't think she can carry yet. Like she's got to be in there with someone that
Like
is
Jake.
is running.
You know?
Oh, God, I don't know about that one. Hack.
Charlotte.
No, I
like,
meant
say what you
somebody
want
that
about
can
Charlotte,
carry
but
you. As
say what you want about Charlotte, but Charlotte can carry the match.
You already said?
Like say what you want about Charlotte, but Charlotte's the one that's going to be carrying the match.
Oh, absolutely.
Charlotte is a working. She can work amazing.
Right, but can she with
Okay, all
out of
right,
the
hold
surgery?
on. Okay, here we go. Flair. Is Flair amazing?
Yeah.
You guys did Tyler, 8 years old, could call every fucking Flair fucking spot in his matches.
That doesn't mean someone's not great.
I know, but
Well, then
I'm
obviously
just,
he
I'm
couldn't. He
making
obviously didn't draw.
sure.
Because they never knew it was the same match, so obviously he didn't draw shit. Oh, I'm sorry. What? What year is this?
Yeah, I know, but fucking, I don't think she's that great of a worker.
No, she's not as great as her dad was. But I
I
think
mean,
she's a
her
hell of a-
dad was great.
Yeah.
They do the same shit, but
And drawing money everywhere.
So, Todd, what do you think they're going to do? What should they do?
What should they do? You know, that whole promo thing flip-flopped everything in my head. I really can't give you an opinion. I just figured they should not have a clean finish.
Something nasty,
It just
dirty.
keeps going, yeah.
Okay. Ty, what about you?
Tiffany for both.
Okay.
wow.
Yeah, he's going Tiffy time.
You're gonna
Hey.
bring back freaking Flair.
She don't need
get it as long as there's a dude. Right now, because you got to remember when she went away, there's a couple other girls that came around and started to shine like bright stars. You know what I mean? She came back. There's 3 other chicks that are at her level when she left.
And there's a ton down in NXT.
So, dude,
Yeah.
they can't. I can't believe she's going to do something clean without like.
And you don't, that
You don't
doesn't
have
include
to.
Becky Lynch
You don't
coming
have
back.
to bury
right.
her.
That's another one, Todd.
If she loses, you don't have to bury her.
Yeah, but do you see him doing a roll up?
She's always going to.
Like, you know what I'm saying? As
No,
a
I'm
finish?
saying. No, I'm not talking about the finish. I'm saying Charlotte losing. Like, even if she loses, she's not going to get buried. She's Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
It's not like.
So she can take the.
It's not going to matter. Yeah.
You're right.
Like, it's
she
not
can
going to
take the loss
matter.
and won't hurt her.
Yeah.
Because there's so much talent there now,
Agreed.
female. Oh my God.
Agreed, but to me, somebody like her doesn't think like that. I don't know how much stroke she has.
She's on the way down.
Oh, okay. All right, that's a good way to put it. I don't think she's on her way up.
No, she's on her. She's on her way down, but she's always going to get a reaction no matter what no matter what happens. Dude, she's
Right.
like what,
Makes
38?
She's the other side of 30.
Yeah, she's like
Yeah, she
38
be like
or
a
whatever.
KO, like you guys were saying.
That's what I'm saying. She's always going to get a reaction. Is of it like she's on her way down?
When she walks out, you see a star. Whatever outfit she has on, she just looks like a superstar.
Right.
She already looks different than most of the other women that come out. She just looks like she's a superstar.
Yeah, she's going to get a reaction.
I know, but I think the other girl looks like a superstar too.
She does.
I agree.
You know what I mean? The other
She's just
girl
got to
looks
find
like
herself a little bit more.
Yeah, that's all.
It'll be interesting to watch that one. I'm kind of more intrigued about that than almost any other match on these 2 nights.
Were you before the promo?
No, not at all.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Who did you say was going to win?
I got Charlotte. I think Charlotte's going to take it.
Clean?
I don't know. I'm not sure with the finish, but I think Charlotte's going to take it.
Tyler's gonna be like, yes, it's Ty and Tiffy time.
The main event of night
I
one.
I fucking hope.
The
It'd
main-
only be about 3
I
seconds.
just want to watch.
quick squash match. Night one's main
It wouldn't
event.
even get in there that long. It would happen before as soon as he kissed
It'd be a nice hot pocket.
1, 2, 3, and come. That's a K and K. A KC. KC and Sunshine Band. Kiss her and go.
Night
Papa
one's
that one.
Same.
Night one's main event, the triple threat match between Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. And your boy Todd is in the corner of CM Punk for this one. The build for this has been kind of odd, too. The favor was cashed in where Paul Heyman is cornering CM Punk for this match. And then Rollins was about to stomp Paul Heyman and now said, "You owe me one now." I don't know what they're going to do with this. And it kind of seems, I wish this was just a singles match between Roman and Punk. I think it would be a lot cleaner. Or you're saying, what are you saying the other way, Todd?
Roman and freaking Rollins. Are you kidding me? That's the money match.
All right, I guess, yes.
That's the thing that should have been built. That should have been headlining WrestleMania.
Okay, I mean, you got so much history there,
Oh
yeah.
my God!
I mean-
just the video you have of the two of them, their whole history together from the all the way through.
The chair shot.
The chair shot, yeah. Just last year. I mean, last year too.
That
With
was the
the
money match. How Punk out of this match? I have no idea. If you're gonna put these guys, any one of them, in a match that doesn't have a title involved, makes no sense at all to start with, it's got to be Rollins and
Well,
Reigns.
yeah, but if they didn't have that whatever out of the freaking the dome thing with all the guys in or whatever, freaking Punk
chamber.
could have easily been in that freaking in the main event.
yeah, Punk could have won the chamber and main evented against
Yeah.
Cody or Gunther. I
Should
mean,
be Punk and Gunther, and then Roman and Seth.
And then where's
Because you were going
Jay?
to split it up.
Well,
I
Jake,
don't know,
something
Jake
else?
Wrestling LA Knight for the United States title. I don't
Fucking
know.
Punk should not be in
eating
there.
around.
It should not be Punk in that match. It should be totally. So that.
I mean, I don't mind the match because how often do you see like a big three-way main event WrestleMania? But
you
I
can
don't
see a
like
big three-way like
three-ways.
that on a Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I don't like three ways.
I keep saying this all the time. We reviewed an AEW freaking thing, was it?
Yeah.
And you guys are all like, well, this could have been a TV
I
match.
just love all the guys in the match.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
You could see
I
a
don't know if
three-way
it's
on
gonna be-
pay-per-view at
Totally
like 3
agree.
a.m.
But it should not be wasted at a WrestleMania like that.
Yeah, so Todd, for this, the booking,
SummerSlam.
the booking is odd, and it seems like. Do you think Paulie's fingertips are on this, or
Well,
I
let's
mean-
just say this. It amazes me, and you're going to forgive my language here, that these three talents, probably the three of the greatest talents in the whole group right now, the whole federation right now, instead of fighting for a belt, are fighting for who gets to suck Paulie's dick. That's the stupidest reason to have a goddamn three-way I've ever seen in my life.
Usually that's how three-ways end.
Watch
But-
Steve Carino. Wow.
Hey man, look, we're not shooting. We're just being
I never
honest
even
here.
thought about that tie between all them.
Well,
No,
he's
but-
right. They're fighting for
Yeah.
Paulie's affection instead of anything else. I mean, yeah.
No, but
I
don't-
know, they should portray it like that.
But don't you think?
Somebody should say that in a promo.
Don't you think, Matt? Don't you think them having that match is like it doesn't need a belt? You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't need a three-way.
Yes, I agree. But if they're you're saying
No
that
reason to have a
you're-
three-way. They're making Paul be the reason. That's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah,
Now you barely
I mean,
go
I
on
don't.
the ring,
I don't disagree.
Seriously.
And I didn't even see it like that. Ollie, did you see it like that?
No, not really. I mean,
Oh, that's why he's the booker.
That's why he's the booker. What I think they should do and what I think they will do, I think Seth needs a win. Like, I do. And I don't know who he would get the pin on, probably Punk. But I think Seth needs it more than either of those two. So that's what I think they should do.
Extracurricular activities
What do you mean?
into the match. Can it be clean, just those three, and that's them?
No, I mean, Paul turning heel and going with Seth is what I think they should do. But what I think they will do is go with Roman because he's the biggest star of the three. Ollie, what do you think?
wow, you just brought up a really interesting thing that I hadn't thought about.
But to me, that's the finish.
Rollins
That's the
going
finish.
with-
That's something
That's
different.
what they just showed on SmackDown, right?
Yeah, where he was going to stop Heyman and then
was that
said, "You
Raw?
owe me a favor." I forget which of the two.
Whatever
it was
this
on.
was, right? Raw, Monday
Yeah.
Night Raw. That's what how they ended the show with Rollins saying to Paul, "I didn't just kill you, so now you owe me a favor."
Right.
Now they're putting the guy. Now that was the best, smartest thing they could have done, by the way. To at least put the thought out there that it's not Paul going one of these two. He could go with anyone with a three. That's the way they got there, and that was brilliantly done.
Yeah, no, and I think he's out of all the three guys. I think Rollins needs to win the most to do something different with his character. He's been a company man for a long time too. Like he left WrestleMania 31 with the belt, but this is like a big opportunity for him. I don't know. That's what I think that they should do, but I think that they will go with Roman.
Do you think that Paul should go with Rollins as well?
It would be something different, right? Like I don't think Roman as a babyface needs a manager. Punk as a babyface doesn't need a manager. Rollins going heel with Heyman is something that makes sense, and it also would elevate Rollins to another level. So I think that's what they should do.
Good job, Tosh.
Yeah,
yeah, you kind of convinced me on that. So I think they should do that, but what I think they will do is put Punk over.
Is there going to be any interference?
I
That's my point, dude. I can't
guess if
see
you-
this.
There's nobody there to do
I
anything.
guess if you could
No.
consider Heyman an interference.
Nobody
but other
besides
than that,
Heyman.
No other workers, no.
ref bumps, yes, but nobody besides
agree with
Heyman.
Wally.
There will be some ref bumps, but nobody besides Heyman because they're all like lone wolves. Punk's a lone wolf. Roman doesn't have anybody that he's affiliated with right now, and Rollins is a lone wolf too. So I don't think any run-ins.
I'm going to go with the tribal chief.
And is that what you think they should do?
No, I don't really care what they do. To me, it doesn't really matter in the long run. They're all three are so over.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So,
right. Todd, what about you?
I think that. I hate that they teased it because I would have loved to have done that without teasing it. If I was me writing it ahead of time, I never would have had Rollins say that, but it would have ended the match with Paul and Rollins together.
shock them with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And how you said how they both go heel together, and how the other guy's baby face is going like, Paul, what are you talking? Like what? Hey, Rollins. That's how I would have done it. But then now that he teased it, I think that changes it. I don't know if they would still go that way after letting people know that's even a possibility.
So you put that out there as some misdirection. You don't go with it.
Maybe, but I don't know. But again, I
think he's saying he wouldn't even put the misdirection out.
I
Yes.
wouldn't have put that out there, and then I would have had it happen. That would have been my finish.
Okay.
Paul and Rollins together.
Okay.
Maybe they still go that way. I don't know.
And what do you think they will do?
I'm gonna try to think like Paul now. So give me just a second. I think that
We can come back. Todd, you
Okay.
go, and then we'll come back to Todd.
I think Punk for
Mermaid.
both.
Punk for both.
Yeah, I think Punk needs to win just as much as Seth needs to win, to be honest with you. I know Seth's like been losing, this, that, and the other thing, but Punk's he's gotta figure into the title picture at some point, somewhere, somehow. And then you let Punk go over, and then you have your Seth and Roman by themselves. Like Punk gets away from that whole situation. You can still do Seth and Roman, and it'll be fine because you have that history, you have that build up between all them. So even if the three-way wouldn't really end up mattering, that at the end of the day, it's just if Punk gets a win, it's an easy separation from the two from that.
I think Punk needs to win more than anybody.
So you think yeah?
He
Okay.
needs to win, but I don't think about that until I just talked. You know what I mean? But I think he needs to win more than anybody.
I know Seth hasn't really
He's
won
way
much
more
recently
newer.
either,
Rollins
but
been around forever. It doesn't matter with him. You know what I mean?
But yeah, Punk when he came back, I think was supposed to be part of the title picture. Then he got hurt
That's what we thought.
and got thrown to the fucking wayside. And then now he was kind of the company man doing his shit with Drew and everything like that. He kind of needs like a win, and he can separate himself from that situation, and you can still have Roman and Seth. If Seth wins, then where does that leave Punk? Where does that leave or if Roman wins, where does that leave the other two? For me, like Punk wins, separates himself, and you have Seth and Roman. SummerSlam, whatever.
Interesting. I like. There's a lot of directions you can go with it. Todd,
if there was a belt on the line, it would be a whole different match. That would have been made so much more sense to have these three fighting for a belt instead of Uso and Gunther or Cody and freaking
Cena.
I mean, this should have been the match for the belt.
Well, they're fighting for Paul Heyman's affection. That means more than a championship.
Exactly. I'm saying. I think that Roman's not going to be working full time. We obviously know that. So I don't see them putting him over. Obviously.
Yeah, I think Roman's the last one to go over in this match. I think.
I agree. I think he's got the least chance of going over. So I think it's between the other two. His best friend Paul, to Punk, end up going with Rollins. I'd go with Rollins. If I pick Rollins to win, and I think he should win.
Okay. The last match that we have for up on the here that we haven't previewed yet is the triple threat match for the Women's World Championship.
Io Sky, Mommy, and who?
And Bianca Belair. So this is, I think this is chance to be one of the best matches on both of the two nights. I think all three of these women can work their ass off. Again, it's another 3-4-way multiple person match. I don't like that. That's muddied for the biggest show of the year. I wish we had singles matches. I really do. Singles issues are always more intriguing to me than multiple people. But this match, I think, is going to be a lot of action. I think that they should put it on Bianca Belair. And I think that they will put it on Rhea. So, Ollie, what do you think?
You're gonna have to come back.
Oh, he's stuck. So we go to Hack next, which
I can't go against.
No,
Mommy.
he's waiting for the pills to kick in. Give a couple seconds.
I can't go against Mommy, but to me, it's for who, for what? The whole thing.
For who, for what? Yeah, I'm kind of with you too. There's not really an issue. It's just kind of thrown together, and it's Todd.
I think the match would be 1,000 times better, like you said, one-on-one. Should be Bianca against Mommy. Doesn't add anything to the match except for a couple spots, but then they got to wait for her to get up to do it, stand and all right, we're waiting for you. Come on, do your flip off the road. That takes away from the match to me. Okay, I totally think they're going Bianca because they're now starting to get her to that point where they're making her a full-fledged heel. Where so far she hasn't been even any kind of a heel. So this is her big start of her big push.
Okay. I think I'm with you too, man. Ty, what do you think?
I think they should keep it on Iho, but they're gonna put it on Bianca.
Interesting. Okay. Ollie?
Isn't that a quick switch though? How long is he gonna have?
Just a couple weeks.
Iho just won it all Rhea on Raw.
Yeah, so it's
So
like,
I think
dude, that's a quick flip.
they should keep it on Iho, but they're gonna put it on Bianca. What were they Were they scared to have Bianca beat Rhea clean? Why,
Maybe they were. I don't know.
Why did you do that title switch of Iho beating Rhea? And
I
then
changed my finish.
if you're just gonna put Rhea back in the match anyway, like as a 3-way, why did you make the title switch? Why did you have Rhea lose to Io if you're just gonna put Rhea back in the match anyway? Like, were they scared to put Bianca over Rhea? Like clean, one-on-one?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Triple H and them. I really don't know.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
why? So I think they're gonna put it on Bianca, but since they did that, it should keep it because Rhea doesn't need a belt, Bianca doesn't need a belt. If anybody needs the belt, Io needs the belt.
That was what I was changing
Stop.
to.
EO.
But I wasn't changing so much for that. I keep forgetting about my Netflix figures.
Oh, there you go. Netflix guy. Ollie, did you?
We're getting all in there.
Yeah. Ollie,
Excuse me.
excuse you.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with Ty and Hack. I think they should keep it on EO, but I think Bianca's gonna win.
Okay. Well, that's our WrestleMania.
Wait.
Oh, go ahead, Todd.
I gotta add one thing.
Please.
The one match I wanted to see more than any match of the entire two-day show
Please say it.
was damn right Kevin Owens against Randy Orton.
That was a real.
That was the one match I'd have fucking paid money to watch that match. That would have been stellar.
It's a shame.
They are the two of the best but most believable workers in that entire company, bar none.
It's a shame. Do we think Randy gets a match at Mania with somebody else?
If he does, it doesn't matter.
Right.
The
That, does,
run-in.
That was the match.
that was. It's a shame.
And
Yeah,
he
he's
and I,
running now.
and Sandman and I have disagreed on Kevin Owens. I've told him over and
There you
over
go.
that I think that guy, if he was in
Is top
ECW,
notch.
oh my God, he'd have been number one. He'd have been our champ. He is everything.
There you go.
Whoa, motherfucker.
Todd, what about
Back
Sami
the
Zayn?
fuck up, Gordon.
What about Sami?
Would
Zayn?
Sami Zayn have? How do you think he would have done in ECW?
Nothing like what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sure he'd have been a nice talent to have. Like, you know,
that's another one of Hack's favorites.
what do you call it? Like Van Damme against
Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn. He'd have been Jerry Lynn.
Yeah,
Okay.
good hand.
Yeah. But I think Kevin Owens, that guy's one of the most believable workers.
He's money.
His money is right.
Yeah.
His facials, everything about the guy. You just believe he's that everyday guy. He would be like
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Sandman kind of character, but not the Sandman character. You know what I'm saying? That I don't care. I just go there. I don't care what I look like. I'm just going to just beat somebody up because I like to fight. You know, like that guy's got it all.
Yeah, it's a real shame that the neck injury and the surgery,
Awful.
and I hope he can come back to perform
He's
again.
getting paid. You know what he just signed for?
What?
What was it? 3.5 million a year. So whispers I've heard.
Yeah, that's how much these dudes are making.
Yeah,
I didn't know that KO was making that kind of money.
Yeah,
But now
well,
on
it's-
Netflix money, of course, things are different.
some whispers. Guys, that was our WrestleMania preview. Let us know on social media what you guys think is going to happen at WrestleMania. We have, as always, our listener questions. You could send those into sandmanpod@gmail.com. Please leave a name and a town for Hack. That's all that he ever asks for. Bob from Broomall writes in, congrats on the morbid obesity for starters, Hack. He just got him as he was...
He was drinking. He almost choked and spit up the drink.
What's the first thing you said to me fucking today when you saw me? Yo,
I said, "What's that?"
when did you get so fat?
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
months pregnant are you?
He said, time to switch to the Sandweiser lights. I've attached a picture of the rosin gummy packaging so you guys can take a look. My question this week is part of the character of ECW was the music. Who was in charge of picking all the music? Was it the boys? Who had the shittiest music taste in the locker room? Thanks as always. I mean, Todd, who was in charge of picking the music in ECW?
Paulie.
Paulie.
In conjunction with whoever the talent was.
Okay, so it was like a combination
Yeah.
between the guys and Paulie.
Usually would say, I like this for you. And they go, oh, it's great. You know, say, but sometimes they said, I want to do this one. You know, like Shane maybe or somebody. And they'd say, cool, whatever you want.
And Hack, didn't you find the music from some guy you were working with? Told you about Metallica, right?
Yeah, kid freaking Eric, dude. He sold papers for me. Freaking not like selling them on a corner or whatever. It was a different kind of thing. But yeah, when the song came out, he told me about it and he bugged me for a couple weeks. Ty, you know who Eric is, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. So freaking, he said you gotta listen to this song. You gotta listen to the song. Finally listened. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
And there you go, boom.
I had no problem when I.
And then you took.
I was your rap friend.
And then you took it to Paulie, the Enter
I
Sandman.
just said I don't want to come out to this now because I was coming out to like.
Just give it to the music and I go, here's my music, put it on.
Right.
Awesome. Pat from Ventura, California, by way of Lowminster, Massachusetts, writes in, "What's up? It's Pat. Guys, just need to give a huge thank you to the icon himself, Hack. I met him last Saturday at the New England Fan Fest here. His roadie guy said I was first fan of the pod to meet him.
I remember this guy.
You remember him?
Yeah.
I was glad I got there and met Sandman. He was cool as hell. I was the long hair guy in a flannel. You remember this guy?
Dude, I know exactly who you are.
Okay. Question: what are some of Hack's favorite movies, and what are some of Hack's favorite comic book series?
Training Day, Gladiator are like a couple, are like two of the tops.
He likes Wicked, I know.
And then there's some other shit, but like nothing that. I mean, those two are just like the biggest of the big.
And Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
That is actually true.
No, when he's in the locker room, first
Somebody
couple of
would
years,
talk about a movie.
he would always say, dude, I don't even watch movies. I just saw Wizard of Oz for the first time last Monday night.
This is like 1990. Always got a pop for it. Always.
Okay. Thank you, Pat,
But
for writing in.
all-time fucking Training Day, easily.
Oh, that's a great Denzel movie. Matt writes in. He didn't leave his town, but he runs an ECW account on Twitter. He said, and Todd, these are some questions for you, man, too. On November 28th, 1992, there was an ECW match potentially at Chestnut Cabaret or another club with JT Smith versus Jimmy Snuka. The records only show this one match for that night with no other matches mentioned. Was this a one-off match for a special reason or to promote something locally instead of a full card? I ask because I'm tabulating some stats on the number of ECW shows ran, and his answer either way can affect the totals. So this is a big answer here, Todd.
Hold on.
Everything's riding
on
on that.
No matter what Todd says, it was because right around the corner was a great strip club.
Okay.
It was.
Do you remember anything about this, Todd?
The date again was... it doesn't matter what the date was.
wow,
I
you
remember
got
shit.
it.
Bang!
Jesus Christ!
Drop the fucking mic! Yeah!
Man, I walked right into that. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. He's got grenades.
I think we might need a new host after that.
I did. I think I don't know if I'm still alive after that one. He also said ECW was at the forefront of using technology at the time. The old Usenet groups, Prodigy, AOL
Hold
chats.
on, he knows. Talk about the Chestnut Cabaret. Didn't
I
I
don't
win
know
the title
that,
there?
Yes, but nobody's talking about it. It's a specific date. I don't know the specific
Yeah.
date.
I thought that was that's what he's saying.
There's another
He's
question
saying
here.
there was a J.T. Smith match.
Snooker match.
Yes, JT Smith versus Jimmy Snuka.
All right, and what was the answer? Did that happen?
I don't remember it.
Okay. He says ECW is at the forefront of using technology in order to gain a passionate fan base in the Northeast. What does Todd see about today's current new technology, which could give the wrestling industry greater growth business-wise?
That's astounding. I say this all the time to everybody. There was no internet. If there was an internet, we had ECW. I could have charged $1, $2 for every arena show. And with millions of people available to be able to buy it, we would have never gone out of business. There was no internet. You want me to talk about today's technology? I'm still learning that technology 40 years, 30 years ago.
That's a great answer.
So, Zach.
Yes.
I still thought that the fat dude doing the worm was with the El Americano.
Todd,
Yeah, technology's definitely changed.
does he ever foresee wrestlers being used to promote products based on demand for things not normally being considered tied to pro wrestling? For example, Sandman could have been used to market the sale of kendo sticks and other martial arts equipment.
I mean, absolutely. They're professional.
Back then, we weren't as over as we are. You know what I mean? We're still almost like a fucking like a carniac. You know?
Yeah.
What
But
I'm saying?
it's like for Chevy and for any wrestler can do that kind of stuff. Today, there's regular personalities. They're like national personalities and not just wrestling personalities. Didn't John Cena do commercials? Didn't Steve Austin do commercials? Hulk Hogan? Yeah, Randy Savage for Slim Jim. I mean, yeah, that's already been done.
Yeah.
Today's got nothing to do with it. But like,
But yeah, but if you think about it, like guys that worked for the Eagles or the Phillies, they always had a car from Joe Blow's freaking car thing. They got it for free. They would cut a commercial for them.
Yeah, Cure Auto Insurance.
They were worth way more than I was.
Yeah.
In like 1995.
He also says in the early days of Eastern 1992, there was a lot of wrestlers who only wrestled one or two matches before leaving the company. Examples are Jeff Royal, C.N. Reed, John Rock, the Anchor, Rick Perez, and others. Which of these early, little-known Eastern Championship Wrestling alumni does Todd feel deserves some recognition for contributions in
Why?
wrestling?
okay, first of all, CN Red.
Oh, C.N. Red.
Oh, you
Okay,
got
I'm
that?
sorry.
I started with him.
CN Reed. And these are all Joel Goodhart's TWA guys. I don't remember much of Eastern than those guys.
Dude, so wait a minute. And I didn't recognize any of them.
They'll be at
I
the.
might have trained with fucking 3/4 of them, but I didn't really.
Yeah,
I didn't hear Glenn Osborne.
Glenn Osborne. Wow, shouts out to Glenn
You know what I
Osborne.
mean? But he was a guy.
May
that was
3rd,
my training,
him,
like
Tony
this.
Stetson, Johnny Hotbody, and Joel Goodhart being put up in the banner of the ECW arena.
That's May 3rd, Saturday at the ECW Arena, the Tri-State Wrestling Alliance Alumni
If
Convention
you
and
think
Show.
you're hardcore,
Oh, there we go.
pop, you guys.
Nick from Portsmouth, Virginia writes in, Dear
All
Sandman,
right, Portsmouth.
during your training to be a pro wrestler, was there anything that took you a while to get used to? I could never get the pattern down or running the ropes, and I look like a deer jumping through a meadow.
Well, because you're not an athlete.
Okay, you're not an athlete like the Sandman.
That's the answer.
Go to wrestling school.
Well, I know, but I didn't. I had a little problem with like in the beginning because everything's. I've told you guys, everything's worked from your left side. You know what I mean? As me being left-handed, like what's his name, Larry Winters. I thought for my first couple training things I was going to have a problem with it, but adapted quickly. So, but nothing ever came like hard to me, like the move wise, running the ropes wise, any of that shit.
Tosh, before you say another word, I want to get this in. You, amazing the job you're doing. Having these three guys, having Tyler,
I
having
told you
Oliver,
always
and
say
having
that.
Samuel on together was a stroke of brilliance. People love the family dynamic. They love when these guys tell me, you know, you're not that tall. Yes, you are that fat. And I agree with them on both counts. And I'm just letting you know, this is a great freaking podcast. And if it doesn't ring the chart, if this podcast... I'll wait till he's done dying here. If this podcast doesn't start making money soon, something's wrong with this country.
I agree, Todd. Thank you so much, man. That really means the
Thank you,
world
Todd.
coming from you, man. I mean that sincerely.
Loser.
Shut up. He's a great guy. It's one of your best friends, man. Darren from Grimsby in the UK writes in.
Hey, Grimsby,
Grimsby in the UK.
MB.
GRIMSBY.
Valor Wrestling.
Oh, Ed. Okay.
Yeah.
That's Valor Wrestling territory.
Okay. Valor Wrestling,
There's
Todd.
a
yes.
D on the end.
Good afternoon from jolly old England, and hope you're all doing great. I do have a question for the first time in a while. Was there ever a match or storyline that you thought was so bad or cringeworthy that you wish it could have been erased from history? If so,
Easily.
what would it be and why?
It should be everybody's. The Shockmaster.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible. I'm going to go Katie
Him walking
Vick.
through that wall, losing the helmet, is the funniest thing that ever happened on fucking pro wrestling.
Anything come to mind, Ty?
Easily.
Hack's career is like right at the top of my.
Everything.
Oh my god!
Yeah, if we could just erase that
Get
whole.
away with anything around this. He
Ollie?
buries me 10 times a day.
Anything, Ollie, that you wish you could just wrestling just get rid of?
Not off the top of my head that I could think of. Not really.
How about you, Todd? Anything?
Yeah, there's a million bad angles. I can't stop.
Okay.
I would have, in all realness, I would have had, Cody winning the belt. Like, get rid of that shit last year.
Hack
but
still owes
that's
me
just
$1 from last year.
I feel, that's how I feel.
Yeah. He also says,
Dude, imagine that. Let's think. All right, I'm sorry.
no. He also says, thank you again for helping me through some tough times lately. Keep ruling the podcast world.
Hey, thanks, man.
Think about that if that changed and like it never got changed last year at WrestleMania. Like, where the fuck would we be right now?
I don't know. It'd be safe.
Would The Rock have the strap right now?
John Cena wouldn't be heel.
John Cena would not be heel. A lot would be different.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit. All right, Tosh is on a roll here. He's trying to get these questions in.
Heart Attack Rick writes in.
Ricky!
All right, Ricky.
Rick here back at it. Hello, my God, whose name is Todd. Oh, my God. Thank you so much for the great memories I have from my childhood. He created EC fucking W. I have a couple questions for you. Do you ever any regrets selling ECW to Paul Heyman?
No.
Okay. Do you have any chances? Did you have any chances of buying ECW back from Heyman when it started going under?
Didn't want to.
Didn't want to. And finally, does the great Hackalicious suck a mean cock or what?
I can't believe you to call your father Hackalicious. That's really fucking wrong, dude.
No, this is Rick who wrote it in. Rick who wrote it. All right, up next is Peter M. Peter M. writes in. Peter,
We're having a good time. We're having a good
time.
Good times. Good times.
It's what he just called him as a
We're
joke.
old.
Yeah, it's what he called him as a joke.
Wait,
Yes,
explain it to me.
Oh,
It's-
God.
it's just a nickname that he gave for Hack.
Therefore, so I was right.
Yes,
He was calling you Hackalicious. And I said,
yes.
I know, but you assumed it was a family member, and it's not a
I
family member.
assumed he was talking about you. And my response was, oh, don't talk about your dad that way. So it went over your head, not mine.
All right.
Am I wrong? Anybody?
No.
There's a bunch of heads that's going over here.
Peter M. writes in.
This was on tape.
Peter M. writes in. Have
You're the best.
Have Todd or Hack ever been in a submarine?
Absolutely.
Yes. Have you?
Oh, did you know one just went down though? Like at a vacation place, like I'm gonna say 60 people maybe died in it. So when I was in Hawaii, I did the helicopter freaking thing, and then you had to go in the submarine to go down and look at the Missouri. Was that the one? Pap, is it the Missouri that got bombed in Hawaii and sunk? Where there were like 2,000
Pearl
guys
Harbor.
One of them. But I was in a sub like that, freaking down there. Like it was like 85 feet. But it was cool.
He's making a sexual reference, dude. He's not talking about a real submarine. What are you talking about?
I've been in a submarine. I don't know what a submarine.
That's Peter's question. Up next.
Boats and hose.
Up next. Up next is Herb J. Herb J writes in.
Dr. J.
Herb J. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm the guy who always calls Hack my.
Where are you from?
He says, I'm the guy who always calls Hack my white uncle on Instagram. My question is for Todd and Hack.
Oh, Jesus.
There was a guy in the early days of ECW named Joel Hartgood. I only saw him in a squash match against Taz when he was rebranded. I'm assuming this was a dig or a play at TWA and Joel Goodhart. Do you guys have any info on this guy?
Yeah, he was a student at our school. With another guy named Mikey Whipwreck, who was a spoof on Dennis Whipwreck, who's another local promoter. And the other one was Dino Sendoff, also from our school, who was a joke on another local promoter named Dino Sanoff.
Wow, so you guys had all these like little inside jokes for just some
Well,
of these.
that's just, no, they were obvious.
Right.
You know what I'm
To
saying?
the
But he
people
didn't
around
care.
then, we made those names up for that reason.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
I know that, but they're so obvious.
Hey, you ever been on a
You
submarine?
didn't have to be fucking bullshit.
Have you ever been on a submarine?
He told us
That's what I
all
wanna
about
know.
it in Hawaii.
It's your son sucking dick.
Dude, I didn't want to go in that thing at all either. Thank God there was only like 10 of us in there. It held like
There was 10 of you?
60 people.
Have you ever been on a
Like, there was
helicopter?
nobody in there. Yes, the same place.
Josh from Braintree, Massachusetts writes
Please
in.
bring something smart to the table here, kid.
What's up, Hack Stacks Calhoun and the Buffet Boys?
That's gonna go to the what?
And the buffet boys. He's talking about because we're fat now. How was Sikonik hack in Massachusetts? Todd's marking out for that
I'm
one.
sorry, I didn't even hear that. I try not to listen to Tosh as much as possible when we're doing this. Honestly. Hilarious.
He says, Todd, I just want to say thank you for creating ECW. It's honestly my favorite promotion of all time, and there's never been anything like it, no matter how hard everyone's tried. You created something truly special that's given me plenty of fond memories, and I appreciate that, kind sir. You're the best. Keep up the good work, fellas. I think Hack's going to have to get a Diddy-sized bottle of lotion, because I heard they gave Kelly a Legends deal. And lastly, go Gators.
I knew I should have taken that Legends deal when they offered it to me.
Kelly.
They know.
Diddy-sized lotion.
Yeah. And who knows what was in that lotion? They can skin pop.
Up next, Kevin from Dayton, Ohio writes in,
Kevin.
Todd is God. Thank you so much for creating ECW. In your amazing book, you write about an exchange where you gave Taz a raise, and then quickly Paulie told you not to talk money with the boys when it was your money. You said you had a suspicion about this entire exchange. Why didn't you rock the boat more on your gut instinct? Was it because you were having such a great time with ECW? Thanks for all the memories. ECW was and still is truly special.
I didn't rock the boat because I want. Why would you rock a boat that's rolling along smoothly in the ocean? You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't. Who would do that to their own boat?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. Certainly, man. ECW, certainly so special. It's so cool to see that you're still friends like you are. And then, like you've always said, it's a family thing, Hack. And then, like, literally, like, Tyler is driving Todd to, like, some doctor's appointments. Like, if that doesn't say family, that it's extended long beyond the time of ECW, I don't know what it does.
I'm just hoping Ty hooks up with Todd's daughter.
Oh, who did know?
Todd
I
Father
always
fully
hope
in.
that. Ever since she is your age, right?
Well, what?
Al.
She's a couple years older than me, but I could pull it.
Okay.
Todd Father Fullington.
Todd Father Fullington. Hack.
Dude, hyphenated? I like that.
I like it as well.
Gotta be
A hyphen.
Thank you so much for joining the show this week, Todd. It's been an absolute blast.
Todd is God.
Todd is God. Pick it up everywhere books are sold. May 3rd, the TWA convention at the ECW Arena. Check our social
Dude,
medias.
Hot Body's gonna be there.
Hot Body's going to be there.
I
Hack
will
is
be-
going
I
to
will
be
be
there.
there.
That's right. Ty's going to be there. Hack, before we go, the cane of the week or the toast of the week?
Nah, the toast of the week is having the Todd stir in my living room right here.
Fuck yes.
Thank you for coming,
Thank
Todd.
you, Todd.
Love you guys.
Love you, brother.
Ain't it foggy outside? All the planes